Well, 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 if it isn't Essentials.tf, back again with some more RGL coverage, and this time we're at LAN. It is the LAN in Philadelphia to decide who is the winner of the Invite League, and we're on day one. Antimation has joined us here in the casting box, and Ben has been promoted or demoted to production. I'll let you decide. And Antimation, how are we doing?
I'm doing good. I'm ready to see some gamers. We've got froyotech back. Maybe not the best performance in the Fireside LAN, so maybe this is redemption for them.
Yeah, well, they're here. They're not back, but they're here. They could
They
be.
certainly are.
And
Surely.
over on the other side, we have GlobalClan. Earlier, you missed out, Antimation. Me, Ben, and GlobalClan were watching a game unfold where Mama's boys were just kind of taking them to the cleaners. And, well, now they're here with froyotech, who also kind of got took to the cleaners by Legacy. So we're in the lower bracket portion of things in Antimation. Whoever loses out now. But on the bright side, Banny cannot do any worse than he did at his previous LAN because it is just the top 4 teams at this point.
Well, that might be so. I believe the bunny might have a little bit of history on a Essential stream, potentially, at quite late hours, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, we do seem to be a bad omen for the boy, but who knows? I'm sure they've got plenty of time to kind of improve. They've had a little bit of a roster shuffle as well. You see a different, the same names playing some of the different classes here, but I've got faith. A new dawn, a new day, a new me, and Froyo are pretty clutch, generally speaking. So I expect good things out of them. Whilst GlobalClan, I feel like they need to kind of prove make a believer out of me again because that last game was not doing it for me.
Well, this is their time to show how they can. You've got some big names on both sides of the rosters. I'm currently watching Mr. Logan taking it away on this mid fight. Gonna go for the normal sticking out, not really going for the demo 1v1. Soldier jumping in far, seeing if he can get something there, but Logan just staring forwards, as looking around, seeing if he can go for something. If there's going to be a bomb, big bomb onto Hubert, but he stays alive, but the frags aren't quite going the same way. froyotech, tail between their legs. They're going to leave this mid-fight.
Oh, scout class is a disgusting class. What is a poor little lowly Paddy supposed to do when the scout's got the high ground and he keeps dodging? So, obviously, that scout bought so much room for GlobalClan. They're going to take away and sail off of that room and take the mid, take the second, and maybe even take some names here. As I think they should maybe go in before they have a chance to really set up on froyotech. But yes, Banny making a tight ship here, already building a sentry gun on point.
Got the sniper out, and the sentry gun. Sentry gun doing wonders here. Maybe gonna open up a Habib nearly getting a play onto that medic tank, running for his life right now. But nothing really to look at. froyotech, they're gonna cement themselves on last. GlobalClan, they're gonna answer the age-old question of how to beat a sniper with a sniper of themselves. Saw taking up the mantle, upper hand versus upper hand, and he's gonna start working his way into lobby, see if he can click on some heads.
All right. I hope you've got your investment coin on Antimation, because I don't know who to invest in. Like, I've not really seen Saw, and I've definitely not seen the Habib sniper, so I don't know who's going to strike it big here. But right. Habib kind of already starting off the market well.
Yeah, definitely big.
Oh my god, he gets the snipe onto the sniper as well. This man doesn't need a projectile.
Wow, this is all happening while we're
Taz is on last though. Nobody was watching last. They have to send 2 players back for the man, and he gets the kill onto Banny, but doesn't get the other kill on to Laz. But that's going to buy some room for GlobalClan. Quacks, he's managed to kind of get himself behind again, but will go down to Laz. And to say like they had a very opportune time for GlobalClan bringing 2 players back, they can't really connect it here on second.
Yeah, you got a little bit of really interesting pieces putting themselves in the picture, but these pieces aren't really connecting. And froyotech, they're one whole painting. They they stick together like that blob that they are and just completely conquer all of these Lego pieces. I don't know where we are in. I think there was pictures somewhere in this metaphor.
Yeah, there's a pictures, there's a painting, there's Lego pieces. Maybe it was a picture of Lego pieces. Either who, the blocks are kind of falling to dust at the moment as we're just kind of waiting to see what these two teams can kind of come out. Gentleman's agreement usually implies that the team with mid should be doing something because they've got that nice forward respawn, but nothing's stopping froyotech from doing something.
There's a little bit of Uber advantage, but I don't think we're gonna see GlobalClan going for anything like this, and they don't. But yeah, it's kind of waiting for this soldier at choke maybe to do something. GlobalClan, they get a little bit of room, doing a little bit of fresh ring scout, taking a look, seeing what's up. Maybe they can set up for something. We do have a soldier trying to sneak his way behind, but does take down Habib, actually.
Yeah, Taz gets the kill on the flank. So the flank feels a little bit weaker, a little bit more confined now, and it's got to be a bit sheepish if they get someone behind. Oh my god, Laz evening the score by getting a nice air shot onto Saw. But Taz is going to benefit from that flank again and help out his buddy, get the equalising kill. Paddy's left behind. He's going to hilder up some health packs, and right now he's just on the scoreboard in spirit. He's not really helping his team out, and they're going to have that Uber forced. And well, look at Dank. Dank is like, well, sitting back, doesn't even feel pressured, doesn't even feel worried. And now Paddy finally turns his face up all those seconds later, but it's way too late.
Yeah, it's just another case of GlobalClan, actually, this time. Just staying as a group, staying together while froyotech seemingly disbands all around them. And now it's Dank with 100% Uber. Banny Sentry is being set up, only a baby right now, but it has just been upgraded. And surely this is going to be a push.
It's really nice of GlobalClan to kind of just, you know, waste some time and let Banny build his sentry gun before they go in with the Uber. They pop off without. The stickies have been cleared off the point. They're going to have to be reset here by Logan. And the scouts struggling to get another set of destruction on that point. And it seems they managed to get enough time to kind of kill those players that went into the blob of froyotech and then defend the point.
Yeah, that blob, mighty powerful, again proving its worth, and Dank running into the hills, has to hide behind the main buildings on process, just in case anyone from froyotech is going for the kill. They can't quite get him, but this is going to be significant Uber disadvantage here for GlobalClan and froyotech, starting to make their way into the mid.
Oh my god, Taz doesn't really do a fantastic job of hiding, gets picked off immediately from the choke and the sewer area, and they managed to get a cheeky Habib kill, and they're feeling wondering and second guessing themselves over on froyotech. Banny shows that he can still kind of kick it with the youngsters, gets the kill onto Saw and tries to re-enter the fight. Paddy taking a health pack, still keeping the line, holding the line, forward in the line, Ubering the line, and well, now actually pushing the other line away. Dank is going to keep himself alive with a nice surf, and my god, the aggression just keeps on going forward. Saw actually comes back from the world of the living from dying earlier, and Dank doesn't quite die to that bomb.
I think players on froyotech really hungry, really pushing forward, but a couple of the combo, Hubert deciding enough is enough.
Let's just shoot a rocket from that hidden position on Blank then, because I thought he had a very nice position to get into, maybe get on top of Dank there, but this I'm sure he just shot something just to kind of show his presence. But well, it's fine. I didn't see it. I'll pretend it never happened. As we're trying to make a push in with the Uber charge now over on second point.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not a invite level god soldier. Maybe it's a secret technique as soldier jumping in right now, getting the force on Dank, and I think this is froyotech leaving, backing off to last. Their job has been done. This is going to be difficult, but no, they decided
can they get the crossbow to Taz
time
to save him? Oh, Taz gets a kill onto Logan at the one door. It blindsides him from the high jump in the sky. That's pretty funny, and they're entering back in. GlobalClan, very aggressive team. They will not really kind of think about the numbers of things. They just feel the TF2, and they're feeling like pushing back in, but it's two chariot scouts fighting off against one another, and Dank, he's lost a horse. No, say it ain't so. It's the chariot for the party manages to weasel his way out. Wonderful play from Dank. Logan can go back around to try and clean up the kill, but can't connect anything onto the lad. Those pipes just don't seem to find Dank.
Oh, it's absolute chaos right now. Dank still a little bit separated, will link up with his demo. And throughout this carnage, props to him for staying alive, honestly. The medics dropping like flies, soldiers jumping in, scouts trying desperately to protect their medic. And right now, this is going to give him sizable Uber advantage. He might not have took second, but surely looking in the driving seat to try and push forward for a round here.
Alright, so the temptation here from the GlobalClan is they could just use the Uber in, guarantee the second point. Alliance is throwing themselves in, but they're going to get greedy with it, so they bait him out, get a health pack for their buddy Dank, and I think Quack's even got a kill onto Habib as well, so that is possibly fuel for the fire of pushing last. Already in last now, 4-3, not even having to pop Uber straight away. Scout on point, and still not popping Uber. Popping Uber first is actually froyotech with their own, and they respond in kind, and GlobalClan, this has got the potential to keep going in there. They're leaving Shamu behind. I don't know why they're leaving people though. They have the better Uber, but they decide to back out nonetheless. I guess with Taz going down, they just didn't have that confidence. Quacks though, he's on the back cap, he's on the point, he's being peppered but not quite salted. He will take the round for GlobalClan.
Oh my, what a nice play there. I think it baited even you there. GlobalClan taking the first round despite what seemed to be a pretty disappointing last push. But right now, Dingo into this mid-fight, again taking a lot of space off of Logan.
Just saying, giving a quick hello, hi, and getting a quick crossbow, but Dank is kind of just shrugging off, lads. Pretends like he isn't really there. Will actually gets a nice little surf, and it's going to go down to the evil Paddy on the evil suicide, but when the dust settles, you've got 2 scouts versus a scout and a demo. I know who my money is on, and I think it's the one that's got a dedicated speedy class mechanic on it.
Well, you say that,
although I kind of hope that Shamu would kind of, I don't know, like connect with his teammate at some point, so I feel like a bit, cheated out there.
There's lovely pipes there by Logan, securing that. What a bomb, though, by Quacks onto Hubert. Absolutely destroys him and makes this mid from an absolute disaster to almost equal Ubers at that point.
Oh no, Dank has got the crits Krieg, and I don't think they've even been building efficiently as well. To say like both of these medics went down, you think the crits Krieg would be a bit faster, but somehow the medic gun has more charge. It could pay off in a big way, but the advantage is going to be very slim here, Anti-Nation.
Alright, now Soldier all the way behind, just hiding on the flank, trying to distract this.
Are they building?
It should be coming. It's like,
how the hell?
Now it's not.
Yeah, no, it's now it's definitely not.
Behind.
This is the kind of thing that puts me off crits Krieg, is you want to float a lot when you're on crits. You feel like, okay, I've got crits coming any second now, but we need to be in the fight still. We kind of still need to be in the fight, so you float. You float in these awful positions because you just want to feign sort of weakness and then hit them with the crits, but the crits never came, and now they're back to the drawing board. They did use the Uber kind of haphazardly over on froyotech, but it is doing the job majority wise. No point pressure at all to say there's no stickies on the point. Evil Paddy pushing people off the point, and he's just shooting the ground one after the other. 1, 2, 3, 4 rockets to the ground equals 1 round for froyotech.
That's one of those moments as a medic where you just level up the strange or something like that, and it nearly resulted in doom. I'm sure Schubert actually wasn't doing that, but it did look a little bit like he was.
Well, maybe, hopefully now that will kind of, knock the crits out of their minds and they won't try that again. Taz, again, going to lay on that sort of early space-making pressure, gets a crossbow, and now we're on to the actual mids. Let's see who's got the first foot forward.
Scouts up top, vying for position. Soldier's going to jump in, trying to get more of this as a Soldier on the back line, trying to get something. Soldier bombs onto the medic. Medic just manages to dodge them, but will get taken out.
Uh-oh. Keep an eye on Dank, because he is enemy number 1 right now, with Hubert going down, but they're making an interesting decision on froyotech. They're deciding, we don't need your medic, we don't need the Uber, we need this cap point. So they will get forward spawns. Paddy's entered the forward spawn now, so he could kind of sandwich in the rest of the GlobalClan, and they decide to keep the backtrap train going, but this is going to get very multi-layered. Fascinated, oh no, Dank goes down, froyotech. Banny has blindsided him and managed to drop Uber, which was the one thing that redeemed that mid for them.
Yeah, just froyotech playing with such big player advantage. Being a medic is so dangerous in that situation. And Dank just couldn't survive. You've just not got enough players to protect you.
Oh, gets a crossbow. Dingo is being chased by Ban, and he will go down. And 2 scouts left on the board. The poking and knocking at the door, and Taz has to come back to his teammate's lap and kind of set up a defense here for this last point. Fortunately, so did froyotech. They went back to their own half of the map, and now they're going to just build up the Uber and then make the push in.
Sentry gun barely staying alive right now. Sniper can't really get anything. Uber pops out as all of GlobalClan kind of locked in their spawn right now and just absolutely jumping the point, trying to get something. But these scouts, these soldiers, they stand tall, and froyotech get to the lead of this series.
GlobalClan, I'm about to do you a big solid here, okay? I want you to take your keyboard, okay? Look at it. Look at the comma key, okay? And realize you have an array. There's a multi-faceted class-based game where you have a bunch of specialists that are really good at defending. But, well, maybe we'll find that key in the next round as we are entering kind of a nice point for froyotech. 15 minutes left on the clock, 2 rounds up. And also, they're kind of finding their footing. I see the cogs turning for froyotech, and they managed to put 2 and 2 together and not really dying out to the clutches of GlobalClan. And, well, it's more about blobbing up here for froyotech. They are in enemy territory, so there's not many avenues to kind of get out, but they do a quick head count and realize, yes, we are the stronger team, and now they use their superior numbers. They're starting to chase down this poor scout, but they're trying to hit the scout. Psych! It's actually an Uber charge. I'm here for your medic. I'm here for your Banny. I'm here for your other scout. I'm here for everything, but they can't quite find the spoils, only the medic.
Dank stays alive. He even steals the medigun here on 100%.
Now that is value.
Plays.
This is definitely going to catch them off guard here, because it's catching me off guard. So Paddy's going to be like, okay, team, don't worry, I'll kill some of these team members. They need to get a bit more aggressive. If you've got 100% Uber charge, I'll be like clapping up Dank's name if if any of my medics ever did this play. Banny being annoying from behind though, and Fren in the back cap. I think they forget he's a scout. He can definitely outcap them. We're just going to ignore him, huh? Maybe goodwills and praise. Are they trying to get on it? They will get. Okay, they bring a scout back, and Taz brings it down to the wire, making me a bit nervous though, but it works out. And now they pop off that Uber charge that they've been holding on for ever so long, and they will get the kill onto Logan. They make the chase. I don't think they'll be able to get onto Hubert though. He's got the scout taxi out, and seeing if they can get this flank instead. But Laz manages to make itself out.
Right now, pushing forward, trying to get onto this spire. Soldiers jumping in, a bit of a murder corridor down in 1. Can't quite get Hubert the fish. He stands tall. Uber nearly at 100%. Are they going to walk it through? Again, are they going to take this?
I don't know. Dangerous gameplay, not really my style. But they clear the stickies, so now they don't really have to use the Uber straight away. But they've already got the demo ramp kind of perched and maybe force out this fight. There's no spam, though. They pop off Uber. Hubert brought down way too low and was scared of Taz flying in the air. So they used the Uber pretty early. Shamu, he's gone to the back. Somebody needs to block if he wants to get this ×2 count. But nobody was aware of it. And I do fear that Shamu never called it.
Yeah, that was so unfortunate. Maybe just 1 or 2 players trying to contest this point, and that would have been around, again, tying us up. But right now, Uber did get used by Hubert a while ago. We're going to see full advantage. Shamu should be fresh from the forward spawn. He's going spot. Never mind, I have been baited completely there. My apologies. But this does look like GlobalClan can walk back in. can go and take some ground.
They want to get greedy with the Uber. I guess they're worried about maybe the potential Uber being got from Hubert and making this turnaround fight, but my god, did they not need the Uber. They haven't managed to pick off these players that were kind of caught just holding on second way too long, and now they can maybe push last point without any sort of setup. They're in for 3. They take the Uber, but it's a solo soldier. This isn't 2008 though. I don't think it's going to have as much impact as he hopes, and this scout has a lot of room to kind of feed people and feast. And you got the respawners coming back, but they just feed back into the machine. We need to stop clicking the medic though, and we need to start clicking some players with guns, and they're not doing that so far. They will keep Logan available as the last person alive. That's the best person. Just keep that point covered. And well, GlobalClan, to say they had a very nice advantage, will go back licking their wounds.
So well played by the GlobalClan boys. They get the Uber out of froyotech so easily. They do so much pressuring. The Uber from froyotech getting absolutely nothing. Then just post Uber, I think maybe a lack of communication between flank and combo, something like that, had players just turning up late. For froyotech, they managed to claw their way back. They managed to take control. Now it's them with a slight Uber disadvantage, but they've got the full setup on last. I don't think the GlobalClan make anything out of this advantage right now.
They could try and play it out here and play for picks, like as good as it is to have Uber at the tail ends. If you get all these other damaging classes and there's nobody to Uber, that's a bit of a weakness. So there's this first little pick. They pop off Uber over on froyotech, and they manage to collapse on all these people. A wonderful sort of turnaround and counterplay from froyotech, just knowing the timing, knowing when they're about to get Uber, and knowing to get aggressive with it.
That was just pure desperation from GlobalClan. They knew they had that advantage, that 20%, and just trying to throw a scout with Uber at it, and it just hasn't worked. And now they're the ones pressing S. They're all the way back on their second right now. They may have got the respawns, but there's a tiny bit of Uber on froyotech as they claim midpoint.
Alright, so this is going okay though. To say like this is the pick of froyotech, I still think GlobalClan have a stock in this game to keep going. So hopefully they just kind of, I don't know, I'm trying to see what sort of little mistakes they have. I mean, for starters, I hope to pray, clap my hands together that they don't go to last, because last has been a struggle for them.
Yeah, last really difficult. I think whichever team blobs up the most tends to end up doing better. And I know we're at top level TF2, we're up to the big plays, the big events right now, as we're having a little bit of a hustle all the way down in BC. But it's just seeing these plays where they're trying to split the team apart and go for these different sides. They just haven't been working so far for both teams.
Nice pressure onto Shamu, and will be the first casualty to go down. But this is going to pressure Taz a bit. We'll trade out, and now they throw another soldier in, so it's going to be an Uber out. They are going to play the Uber fight here, but they need to not lose a single player over on GlobalClan. And I think they might do, though, because they've got an entire collapse coming in. This is the sort of situations that feel okay, but I think really you need to look at the head count of things and realize you were 3, maybe even 2 players down. That Uber is not going to kick as much as you're hoping for it to kick back with, but they took the risk and they will pay the price, I say. 3-1 to froyotech.
We want just froyotech in those fights. They've got the position, they know exactly how to play them, just baiting that scout on beam, pulling apart GlobalClan, and it's just a disaster. It's a pure collapse on the side of GlobalClan, and they just can't recover from it, and that's another round, and this game is getting slowly out of the grasp of GlobalClan right now.
Even Banny having a really good game on this process game, so really, I wonder, these mids have not been fantastic since first mid for GlobalClan. They're going to get a massive flank around from Laz, so they decide to rotate all their players around to avoid the brunt of that, and playing off of Dank, just kind of kiting and you know, baiting people in, kind of alluding that, hey, come and jump at me, come and get the free medic kill, when it's not really as free as it hopes. As they will just call it early over on froyotech, and they'll back out from that mid, giving it up and holding onto the Uber.
Soldier bombs from GlobalClan have been so effective, right?
Hubert, pretty low, buddy. It will get forced out. Those stickies, they hurt from a long range, but will get the kill onto the sticky man, as he was too far away from this counter Uber of Dank. And that's got to be a bit awkward. Also, they had a lot of backcapping shenanigans in Banny's form, so he's going to humour the idea of going back to this midpoint. Quacks is the only one really that's keeping charge of this point, but Banny's got a nice jump on him, and he has to back out now. Laz is even going to finish him off. They bring back 2 more players, and Banny will be punished this time. And oh, Dank almost got punished. What the rocket, the Hail Mary long-range surgical rocket from Paddy finds its target and creates an avenue for Froyo to get back in this round.
Really nice play from Banny there. They're trying to go for the return, trying to get onto Hubert. Can't quite make it. This is another decisive blow. Banny, the leader of froyotech, causing a bit of pandemonium, a bit of mayhem in the back lanes, and it starts to unravel. GlobalClan again. They're going to be trying to hold this mid. They've got Quacks on the sniper right now. He gets Logan. Can they get more? Can they make this an even positioning?
Oh no, they're putting a lot of stock into just using Quacks to get a nice little shot from Quacks. Hubert, he's got nobody to kind of keep himself safe. Fortunately, Habib is carving a couple of players in his own right over on second point. Dank manages to keep himself alive though, so really winning the war here in this battle is GlobalClan.
That sniper did so much. I kind of expected GlobalClan to just melt from the Froyo Uber, but no, they stand tall. And now
Habib, he's still hiding. I don't think they're fully aware of where he is, and so they feel like obliged to keep Taz here. I think he spotted him now, so. But that's one player out of the fight in theory, but you can still play this. Just close your eyes and pretend it's 5v5.
You can pretend. I don't know how effective it's going to be. I want to see what this sniper can do though in this situation.
Actually, Taz has left. Taz has gone all the way back to mid. Oh wait, of course, because they've got the mid capture. I'm a fool. Okay, I need to keep my eye on the prize here. It's actually about this all Quacks going down as I just return my camera over to second point. They popped the Uber. They forced the majority of froyotech out, and in a way Habib has also gone down as well behind, so it's not even like a spiritual death, it's an actual death. And look, they're already pressuring last. They're pressuring the point here and forcing the hand of froyotech to force out. They do have this quickie launcher, need I remind you. Those stickies are not as potent on this last point as they hope, and they will punish an overextending Banny trying to get over that dingo kill.
Yeah, dingo running around the world, they're jumping into the face of froyotech, and that's going to be a big piece to help froyotech push out. Soldier jumping into the medic, can't quite get anything, and this push out should be helped significantly from this.
Crossbow just not soon enough, as he will go down, and I can see a scenario here where GlobalClan will get their players back just that bit sooner and be able to equalize this fight out. And they should be aware of this fact. The scouts just come back now. They're going to take the jugular. They're taking the solo YOLO Uber. I say that they haven't had to use the solo YOLO Uber. Oh my god, they dropped the solo YOLO part. So well, it's fine. We've got the backup scout. You know, choice number 2, Plan B, and Plan B is actually Plan C. Get out.
Well, let's see how Plan C does against the aggression of froyotech and their Uber. I think it's just going to turn into Plan Runaway right now. A couple of players hiding around the flanks.
Is Logan going to die? Okay.
Nice pipe, but do you really want your demo man going down right there?
Yeah, you're asking the right questions here, Animation. I'm going to give you the right answers. No.
That is exactly what's... But despite that, despite no demo man, froyotech, they've still got that Uber, and GlobalClan, they don't have an Uber. And with that simple maths, That just gives them the midpoint, and maybe they can continue. 90% on GlobalClan right now. I don't think they're going to go for the 10% play, but I am not a member of froyotech, so I can't quite tell you.
Seems like Ban does not like the Uber into second just to, keep it a guarantee, so I think going for a slow push instead, maybe just having a lot of respect for GlobalClan. And, well, Laz, I think, managed to weasel his way in behind against Dank and company, but managed to just outskill him. Just jump around, miss a few rockets, and it seems like your win was actually a loss, my friend. And Banny's even going to get cleaned up as well. These are very tight-knit sort of recoveries coming from GlobalClan. You could say clutch, a lot of people could say lucky, but they managed to pull it off here for GlobalClan, and they get the midpoint.
Yeah, Scouts just finishing off the soldiers better, getting their turn to aggress, and just leaving players like Banny in difficult situations. They're stuck. And from that just massive player advantage, they can push froyotech into the exact opposite situation. But while this is happening, I can reveal we have a stalemate breaker. We have a sneaky Frenchman on the pitch. Can he get something? He's already behind.
Well, he must be very sneaky. He shocked me.
Unclosed.
Oh, it seems Paddy smells something in the air, and it's cheese and baguettes. He will get the kill onto Spy, and there will be no sort of turnaround kill. And this is going to add a lot of power to... Oh, actually, GlobalClan want to commit in. They finally pop off a nice solo Uber. No drop necessary, but they're not really too sure what to do at this point, as they just get the rest of the froyotech squad out and away from that solo Uber. And... yeah, they managed to, by some miraculous miracle, get to their half of the map, though, and now the rest of GlobalClan can kind of support their teammates to kind of keep this fight going. They've got the forward respawn, so in theory, they've got more than enough reason to keep fighting. The boyfriend bomb coming out from from froyotech, I should say, gets a nice couple of set of kills, but keep in mind that every person you take out, another head grows for GlobalClan, as they will lose another head, and this one's an important one. It's got the brain in it, it's got the lock and load in it, and he will go down. Quack's trying to make a remedy of a bad situation, gets the kill onto Hubert, and maybe when Dan gets his next patient, he can start building that Uber advantage.
It's another bad time to be a medic right now. Well, GlobalClan, they've kept theirs, which is probably the only bit of good news they have right now, because they've lost so much at positioning, and with infinite overtime happening now, froyotech just needs to cap that 1 point to win the game. But Uber coming out of GlobalClan
is going behind. He's on the point. I wonder if the scout was aware of it. He's in pepper range though, and there we go. Pepper in the eye, it hurts, and he will go down. And they get this second point successfully. I think they were really banking on that last point play over on froyotech.
It's so close to working. Maybe a little bit more health, maybe a pain train, dare I say it, but not quite it. And froyotech might have to wait a little bit longer to win map 1.
Yep,
right now.
We're in admin's worst nightmare right now. We're in infinite overtimes. That means that they just need one more round on the board for froyotech to win this all animation, but poor GlobalClan have to claw back 1, 2, 3 rounds to make the victory.
And this is going to be hampered by Uber coming out on. froyotech don't really get anything. I think one soldier will pay tributes to the gods.
That's 3 haters on the man. 3 haters sent all the way back. They use their own Uber, and they're hating on Hubert. Hubert, though, he's got style, he's got moves, and he's got dodging. He will manage to just kind of tap his shoes and just usher out of the midpoint.
Hubert, how did that man stay alive there? How is he living? Definitely keeping froyotech into this fight. Surely they shouldn't have been able to win that, but so much aggression, so much dedication to try and get on the fish, and he's a slippery little eel if he is one. And now this could be the beginning of the end for GlobalClan. froyotech starting to walk into this second point. starting to get positioning, and I think GlobalClan just have to tuck tail between legs and just run back.
Oh no, if this map was an anime here, Antimation, this is the true test, the final episode, to see if GlobalClan has learnt their lesson, because the lasts have been absolute dog. But, I mean, it's hopeful this time. We've got a sentry gun, we've got a sniper. This is looking already quite a redemption from previous episodes.
The power of friendship really needs to do well here, or maybe the power of snipers. As Uber jumps in, jump wasn't exactly great, but the sentry gun will go down.
They're trying to clear the point, re-sticking up, however. Nobody dying straight away. This is going okay. Dingo goes down there. They need somebody to blow up the point, and they haven't got stickies to bail them out. It's going to be that fourth and final round for this process map. And froyotech start this best of three strong.
Power of friendship. It might have just failed there. And froyotech, they take their map pick, and they take us to map 2.
Maybe the next season. All right. Well, let's have a look at the logs here, Antimation. Let's try and speed on way through, crash the site that Zoob is toyed over, and see who wins the mathematical race. The sound of two classes furiously typing to get to the log. I've got it here. And, I mean, I'm going to put a bit of an advertising bit out here as, like, these logs, Dingo has been consistently showing himself as, like, top damage dog with this quickie launcher. So I wonder, is this the new secret sauce here? Is he playing with something in your eyes, Auntie?
It does seem to do a lot of damage, but the thing I'm noticing more than that is he has 16 deaths, which might not seem like a lot. I know you've got people like Laz and Quacks in the server with 27 and 28 deaths apiece, but for your demo man to be dying that amount of time when he's only died 10 times, I think that's quite a big like number to look at. That's not what you want your demo man to be going down that much, especially in a game that's been so push and pull like this one.
Yeah, it's a cool world. I'm trying to think more about it. I like your salient point of like he has been dying a lot, and I wonder, is that the unlock's fault and the nature of what stats it like boosts up and what weaknesses it leaves behind. I think what is definitely a weak point for all of GlobalClan though is just like the coordination of like plans is not good. They're very clutch. They love just making these turnarounds in very unsuspecting places. It's very, anti-Banny TF2, if I put it that way. He wants cold, calculated sort of plays. He doesn't really like putting in things to the winds and hoping it works out. And GlobalClan, that seems to be like their mantra. And sometimes it works wonderfully. And if the team seems to do that and randomly winning those sort of fights, what are you supposed to do? Throw more logic at it? But God, when they have to lean on the logic, namely last, I do wonder if they've even sat down and had a team talk or a map talk.
Yeah, I think I liked how GlobalClan were playing, and I think it definitely has promise where you can sort of disappear into the wind, or some of these bombs, especially on mid, have been so effective with these soldiers jumping in, getting the high priority picks. But in these fights, froyotech, you look at the names on the scoreboard, and these players have been playing these fights often together for so long. It doesn't matter what classes you put them on, they're always going to perform. They know exactly how to play these fights and where to stand, and that's really showing right now.
Well, how about this first stat line for you, Antimation? We don't really look at this too much, but when you look at the team damage and the team kills and all this, would you believe that froyotech and GlobalClan are actually kind of matching each other basically on the damage? They've got like 40k to 40k, but the kills over on froyotech, they've almost got an extra third, like an extra quarter even, compared to GlobalClan. What it's telling me there is the coordination and the execution of like what you know, damage is good and all that, and the DM is great, but if you haven't got this sort of coordination locked up into your team, you're not going to lead into these kills, and thus you're not going to lead into these rounds.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with you there. I think coordination is the thing that's definitely holding GlobalClan back into this game. I think both teams, they've been playing a little bit of gremlin moments, but these gremlin moments for froyotech have led to so much more than has done for the GlobalClan's attempts.
I mean, if we think back, the only opportunities they had over on GlobalClan were these slip-ups of the plan for Banny and company, which is basically backcaps. They've managed to kind of get a couple of just backcaps kind of weaseling the way in. They probably could have got a few more as well if they, again, had that bonus coordination we had, but it doesn't quite work out. But fortunately, maybe it's a map-based thing. Maybe process is just not really their forte. And if they're playing a bit more automatic, the simple nature of Granary is probably more in the favor of GlobalClan.
Yeah, you would hope so, this being their map and all. And maybe chaos that you can have all of these flanks going through. Maybe this is what sends them towards a victory.
They did play off against Mama's Boys earlier on this map, and I'm trying to think back if this was the same sort of map pick and ban, but I think I was more convinced over on their Granary than I was their Sunshine, and I think they agree as well, because obviously they picked this map now against froyotech, and they must think that they were impressing pretty well on Granary to kind of pick this map out of all the choices available to them.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the true test for froyotech. If they can win or show at least promising on this map, then it's completely over. I know they only got one map to win, but if the things that GlobalClan are doing so far haven't been working on this map, if they're not really working too well on Granary, I think it's just over. I think there's nothing they can really do.
Alright, so we've turned up to mid. If you're just joining us, this is froyotech versus GlobalClan. It is our lower bracket semi-final. Whoever loses out in the LAN. And my god, is it just an absolute trade fiesta. We've all entered the red ramp room, and only a few have managed to exit it, either by death or by limp.
Getting up the video ninja.
That was very nice from Taz, but sadly he's living in a 2v1 world. But it gets the second player's turned up. He's a very, very late ulti duo partner, and he will manage to kill out Paddy. And what do you know? It's time for the second mid here, Animation. And the scout, shocking, poor Shamu. Habib coming from the flank, getting the kill. It's now going to another regular mid fight as both of the combos have entered the fold, and this is going to be feeling a bit weird because a lot of teams are not orchestrated or prepared for what could happen. People roll out weird.
Logan trying to batter back, GlobalClan trying to stop them getting anywhere near.
That was a nice little air shot. I think punishing the kill onto Hubert earlier. So in the grand scheme of things, they will lose out on a medic over on froyotech, but they will gain the midpoint.
Right now, Dank sitting all the way back. He's got that advantage, but it's going to be quite a journey. This isn't process. You can't just flip anywhere near as quickly on Granary. They can start making their advance through second, start trying to get near mid.
That's scandalous. Banny was clearly in the drop-down area. He was dodging rockets. He was getting like shot here and there. There was a scout that was more than able to meet him at the drop-down bit, the one little tiniest doorway in TF2, and they didn't manage to connect that up over on GlobalClan. So they will use these solo Uber now, and but what is a scout to do when they just take a scout taxi out? It doesn't have that same bite to it. They do get the kill onto Beeb and Laz, to be fair, so maybe you can call this a good Uber, but they can't rest on their laurels. They have to keep biting for more advantage. They're weak right now on Froyo.
is going to have to be a very important Uber, or maybe they just choose to press S.
Again, they could keep going forward, but some of the respawners are coming back now. The weakness is fading for Banny and company, and yep, now they're back at full strength. They have 100% Uber charge and more than enough reason to go into this midpoint.
Trying to walk in now, Hubert taken down really low. Soldier trying to get anything, maybe a fadeaway rocket, but he doesn't quite get it.
I didn't get the memo there. Why did they back out? Were they just feel like they lost the timing?
I think Hubert got took down to 60 HP before he'd even walked through choke.
Oh, well, yeah, but he heals so quickly, you know, if he just doesn't take damage for a bit. I'm sure he's got an Uber. He's invincible for a bit, and he gets passive heals. Come on, froyotech. What happened to the old froyotech?
Well, there's been a little bit of a collapse here on the left side. We're trading demos for soldiers.
Taz is in. He's managed to get past the stickies of evil, and nice little sort of Roma Dragon Ball Z over on the left yard will trade out, and they get the Banny kill as well, who was trying to, I guess, kind of punish this sort of force play from GlobalClan, and now they do a head count and realize it's not enough. Oh, okay, the head count is looking a little less menacing now.
Yeah, definitely slows it down when one of your scouts dies to stickies, but I think froyotech, they don't have too much ability to get out of this shutter. I think they'd really need a lot more if they want to try and push out, but I don't think they'll be too upset. Currently 0-0, even Ubers, and just right now waiting for the GlobalClan sniper to turn up. Maybe this will be the play.
What the hell? Sniper on this point of the map? Well, I can tell you now, I don't think froyotech are going to see it coming. So, and I don't think he even did like one of those sort of freebie deaths to kind of telegraph the off class as well. But let's see what the first shot he's got, and it's the most potential, and he goes from the door that is probably the hardest to get the shot at. Although actually all the doors are very hard to get a shot from. Maybe could have gone from the lunchbox, but okay, well, they get Logan down. That's pretty good. No demo man is a big thing over on this second point. Banny's going to take through Z and try and pull back a couple of players, and it doesn't work. And again, this is this clutchness I'm talking about, GlobalClan. Everyone seems to always be in the single-digit numbers when they make these little turnaround plays, and they go for the jugular here over on froyotech. And enter back into the fight now. Dingo's going to keep himself alive. A headshot rings out to Hubert, so that's no backup plan. And by struggle and strife, GlobalClan will get their first round on this granary.
Oh, it's such a brilliantly executed play. Like you, I felt pretty unsure how this sniper was going to work, or if it would even be any good. But just like a shepherd, he herded the sheep into a little corner. Soldier bombs in, gets the force out. There's nothing they can really do about it. And that takes us to a 1 round for GlobalClan.
Alright.
Number 2.
Dingo starting off the mid with some big damage numbers, the beauty of having quickies, and Quacks, he is right on top of Hubert's business, and my god, as he closed the meeting, he will get the kill, and an easy, simple game state for GlobalClan to kind of set up here. Keep Dank alive and just take the kills one by one, but they actually don't need Dank. It seems they just need Dingo with his lock and load and a scout to boot.
Yeah, brilliant. It's just that soldier on top of Crate caused so many problems, just firing down, providing trouble, and that just completely dismembers froyotech. They lose their medic, they lose the mid, Dank stays alive. What's not to love? So far, this has been going really well.
You've got to like the utility of these quickies though here, Anti. Like, usually a lot of players would stress themselves out about entering this area with all the sticky traps in, but like, boop, one quickie bomb clears all of those stickies off.
Yeah, it's not a stat you tend to see on logs, but it's proved so effective, and while this has been happening,
Hubert is
quick
dead.
Uber.
He is dead. Logan is dead. All these other players that are trying to enter in second, probably dead. as they're going to clean up now, and Laz enters the fold. He gets a kill onto Saw, and in their coordination, they weasel out kills that they should have no right to get, and it's a very punishing thing in TF2. Dank is the last one alive and the last one to get the respawn.
The collapse was really good from GlobalClan, just getting onto the medic in the demo, but maybe spread a little bit too thin, and then just names the server on froyotech. They just absolutely demolished, just DM and coordination being absolutely perfect. And that's got them so much space, but...
Oh no. Well, Paddy at least goes down, so it could still be a nice situation. Huber the fish! He's gone down again! We're repeating history though. Dank goes down much earlier in this timeline, however, and now we're just getting scrappy with it. It's just regular soap DM. My god, somebody is dropping soap.
Well, this mid-fight isn't over, and Demo Man trying to live.
Quacks actually covers his boy. Again, these single digits, these yellow numbers seem to be a GlobalClan's best friend.
Yeah, he'll be trying to get the salvage, trying to get the demo, but all he gets is the ticket to the respawn queue, and I think this has come out in froyotech's favor, GlobalClan's favor somehow. Gonna try and take it in, gonna explode some players, and now it's froyotech pressing S as quickly as they can. And let's see, maybe the Cookie Bomb get some more utility here. Start seeing why they're using it.
Yeah, they didn't really let Laz know that they were going to back out and give up on that one. Oh, nice opportune time. Paddy just times it wonderfully, but does not rock it wonderfully. He will not get the kill onto Dank. And with another soldier down and ×4 cap, I think they obviously are curtains for this second point. Last, already trying to push while they're setting up. Habib is going to punish that though, but they will not default the... Oh, actually they will default the plan. They will actually back out with the medic and co. Saw though, he just kind of barrels in deep. And Quacks, he wants to go for a kill, but he's 5 members short, sadly.
Unfortunate, and now GlobalClan have to leave. Backing all the way up, they will spawn on the sniper. Habib also on it. We can see some sniper versus sniper gameplay not going too well for Habib right now, but Taz, the one that gets took out first.
Okay. It's a nice little solo Uber from GlobalClan, starting off with a kill, always the dream of any sort of solo Uber. We need to be clicking these players that aren't Ubered though. And Paddy now jumps in at the post pot by, thankfully Saw has been forgotten about and gets a couple of kills on not only the medic but also the scout class as well, and a kill onto the sniper as well. Saw, I think you just need to stay on full-time sniper.
Yeah, it seems to be working quite well, but how often a sniper cap onto last?
Oh my god.
Pretty well,
pretty well, yeah. How many snipes in a row does it take, Antimation, before you need to start thinking, we should just keep this class? How many, realistically?
I think if it goes the way it went just then, maybe 5 or 6. I think it's quite difficult to run sniper to mid on this map. I guess you've got catwalk, but
yeah,
as soon as you appear, like 2 soldiers appear into your face, and that's a very sad day.
Plus, it's a long walk, isn't it? All the way to mid. Speaking of the long walk, Banny has arrived, so has the other scouts. We are setting up a red crate and just blobbing up on GlobalClan. They're playing to their strengths here, which is not divulging away from each other and just seeing if they can kind of clutch it out. Paddy trying to ignore the scout so he can go for the kill straight onto Dank, and my god, they are so thirsty for the med kill, they can't quite find it.
That blob, it took so much damage, but blob together strong, they managed to just defeat any threat that came anywhere near their airspace, and they've just got the point.
Antimation, I hope this is the eureka moment for... Oh my god. Well, they've lost their scout Uber, but they've got a soldier. They can still do it up 2008 style, and they'll get a couple of kills in the small, tight quarters, and they even get the chase onto Paddy as well. There's 3 players down. Sure, they could get the second point, but they should already start getting the last point. They picked the correct door, the one with less stickies on it, and already they're in on top of Hubert. Hubert is so gone and dead. in the water. There is no sort of over to bail them out, and a very nicely deflected and peeled back. Tingo doing a wonderful job with the quickie launchers. It seems to shine wonderfully in the support role for these scouts, and the 2 scouts against 1 little soldier. How is a player supposed to play? It's 3-0, and I'm pretty sure GlobalClan have had their eureka moment. They figured out what TF2 clicks well with them, and it's when they just all stick together and just scrap it out.
Yeah, definitely working really well for them. They just go forward, get the medic, back off, let the froyotech players come to them, let them feed 1 by 1, and our GlobalClan just taking this game so comfortably right now. We're into another mid-fight.
Oh no, Logan, why did we stand right on top of the sticky? You could see it, my friend. He will go down and crater. And, you know, it's TF2 law. Lose your demo that early, give up mid. They're going to throw 2 soldiers, though. Boyfriend bomb. And in good global clash, they're going to keep staying alive a much longer than they have any right to. But they will keep their medic alive. And more importantly, Huber the Fish is still alive as well. Say it ain't so.
This might be TF2 law, but froyotech, half these members were there when these words were written, and they say no to them. They decide to jump in, they take so many picks, and now they are the ones with the advantage. A mid eventually goes well for froyotech, and they can look to push out. They can look to get their way into second, try and reclaim some points, some time on this map. Right now, Soldier a little bit stuck. Uber coming in, and they're just going to mulch them. Counter Uber comes in, and they get anything. Shabu
getting the Banny kill instead of feed. How Banny is not dead. They're all just confused. All of them are just don't know which ones to click on. Everybody was prioritizing themselves at the same time, and by some prayerful miracle, they actually out GlobalClan.
It's difficult. I think the sniper was there. They pressed W.
Do they know? They don't know. 1 shot? No, 2 shot there onto Hubert.
Really nice try there, and that's going to put a little bit of a dampener. I know Hubert not quite there with the Uber on 80%, but Sorry's not going to spawn in before they get this Uber. It just depends on how quick they can be. Shabu has took the sniper, and he prove any worth here like he has done before. The froyotech, look, they pop the Uber, they jump in, they get this right side spawn. They're trying to push this forward. They get onto the demo man, and they take this on the point, and that's just a round.
I've never seen 5 players needed to address 1 flank and then they just ignored the point. They left Dingo high and dry, having to fight for himself there. He's supposed to be the most valuable player at the last point, but not really an asset looked after, and they will lose a round. But it's fine, they've got 3 on the board. They've done such a great job at the start of this game, they can afford a few mistakes.
It's going to be the comeback for froyotech. Starts off Logan already quite low.
God, he is dodging. There's so much hate. Laz is getting focused as well, but he's actually keeping himself alive. Bought a lot of space for all these healthy players of froyotech to also keep themselves alive, and they're in the evil box. Can they survive such a trial? And no, the box hurts.
I've just watched Laz with the pickaxe out just in the corner of my eye, just swinging for a good 10 seconds. I think he just got 2 kills with that. I don't know what more I've been told that he has.
Well, while you were watching Minecraft, I was watching a horror game. It was just, they were sat in the corner, couldn't get out, they couldn't leave, and they had to just like plink and prod away at this tiny square meter of space that Froyo had afforded GlobalClan's combo. So now we have an Uber advantage here for Hubert. We don't quite have the Uber though, so we need to build that up and kind of get the second on lockdown and take it from there. They have got Saw to deal with on Sniper, who's been an absolute pest for them in that second round, but I mean, maybe it's just that little less important defending than it is attacking.
Yeah, they're trying to find some way in, trying to make sure they don't get sniped by someone. So actually deciding he doesn't like Sniper, he's gonna switch it up, go on to Engineer, but I fear it might be too late. They start to have a look left side. Uber ready for both teams, actually, and I think we're just going to be forced into a stalemate situation.
So they take a trade up at top, and, well, I say a trade, it's just a trade of soldiers, excuse me, and Banny, he definitely wants to go in, and I can hear Banny from here shouting at his teams to kind of come in, do not give up, and, well, they're giving up. They don't want to take this fight anymore, and, you know, maybe it was probably the best.
Yeah, I think you need quite a big advantage to push off here, otherwise you're just going to get crushed a little bit, and right now they just don't have it. I'm expecting at least like an off-glass or a sack, or just trying to get something. That's a dispenser down. I don't think that's quite up for.
Down. Blaz down. And now dispenser being rebuilt. You've got the sentry gun holding close, and thus they also have Dank holding close. I'm not too sure what I think about this. It does make this top area very, very, very dangerous for Dank, so they need to have someone watching those doors at all times. And I don't know, can they hold to such strict restrictions over on GlobalClan?
I'm currently trying to think about what to do as froyotech in this situation. They've opted not to go for an off-class.
Oh my god, what can they not do? They can go for a banner, they can go for a parachute, they could go for man treads, they could go for just a bomb, a boyfriend bomb, which they've thrown people in. They can throw just Banny walking in at the sentry and still lurking out, and they get the force. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, sure, they do lose 4 players, but it's very common sight to see. They get all the way out with Logan and Hubert, so they're definitely not running the risk of losing out on their only ticket back in the game.
Yeah, a little bit of a kitchen sink situation. They do get 5 players, nearly everybody, on this forward spawn wave, but they will be down a soldier for this push. A little bit of the future, and they have used it.
That's too. Yeah, they, I guess, really wanted to get proactive with you, but I don't hate this in this sort of state that usually it's there to kind of catch people by surprise. And also, if you gain such advantage on second point, sadly though, those 2 GlobalClan players have actually stopped the second capture, so all of that is a little bit for nothing, and Logan is the only one kind of being the home base for Hubert right now. Not really the most solid defense option, as you can see. Tazzy even has the confidence to taunt in front of the man. That's how much the demo man feels weak in a overloaded situation.
Yeah, that Uber just it wasn't a good Uber. There was more desperation in that Uber than there was a coherent thought and what to do with it, and it just completely flops on froyotech trying to force it through.
Okay, we're losing ourselves here, GlobalClan. I know we're feeling good. I know we're getting some lock and loads on the back out. And Taz is now going to get a kill onto Hubert, where they're completely unaware. But I think we're kind of forgetting that this is TF2. You can't just walk in a door for absolute free against froyotech and not get spammed. Banny comes in from top, abusing the fact that they only have a couple of players left alive on GlobalClan as they expended them, trying to get that turnaround pick against Hubert and trying to make that god-awful push into mid.
This might be top-level TF2, and these teams are insane and doing so well, but this really... You watch this like from a zoom lens, and it does slightly look like a TF2 center. There's a scout behind your medic. There's a demo man. Soldiers are just jumping through chokes.
Let me paint you a picture here, Animation. You're at LAN, okay? You have what I can only describe as a tribe of people behind you, and they're literally making grunt sounds, going, and you just start, the monkey starts coming out inside of you, and you're like thinking, oh my god, I just have to play caveman TF2, and you just start go hit rocket, shoot rocket, keep making these clutch fights. At some point, I heard someone crash their PC from stamping their feet too hard at the LAN. This is monkey TF2 here, and you need to just start grabbing bananas or start grabbing losses.
Right now, froyotech trying to grab the banana on the point here. They're jumping forward. They're trying to get something. Medic is safe and sound, but you know what? The point isn't. And they're just going to stand on it, collecting their banana.
Look, see, that was a great monkey TF2 air shot, but they were not looking at the point. That's the whole point. And, well, I mean, you've won the Beta Frag Legacy video, but I don't think you're going to win the Legacy game.
Yeah, I'm just... GlobalClan, they go into mid, as both teams do. Logan trying to see if he can maybe be a little bit luckier on these spam losses. It seems like he's having a little bit better of the time.
You got a feel for him. He's playing against quickies in a map that is pretty much feels like designed for quickies. So Taz jumping up, not really finding any kills though. He's actually got the melee out, doesn't really find anyone with that either. But GlobalClan do have a very good sort of core of just kind of playing off each other when they're high, when they're very low health, and then kind of baiting the rest of froyotech in. And again, this is another mid in the same style and vein of just getting the kill onto Hubert, keeping Dank alive, and then when low player is low, they just cannot get shot at anymore for some reason.
It's just these bombs from the GlobalClan boys just being absolutely phenomenal. The first one might not have been so much success, but the amount of pandemonium that it causes, and second jumps in so low, and that's what's like winning these fights right now. I think in these mid fights, how much damage these soldiers can do with these bombs and how much space it's causing is really being a detriment to froyotech sometimes, and it's causing this situation here.
Okay, so we start off this Uber with awful sorts of spam taking as we've all been knocked down low. They do take out the sentry gun. Now they need to find some blue players, but the blue players find them. They actually get the first jump onto Saw, and these soldiers are hiding on last, and they've already got the heavy weapon. They didn't even need the heavy weapons guy. It was such a... Okay, it's fine. I'm getting tilted. I'm not even on the team.
Yeah, so they jump in with this Uber, and they find absolutely not really anything. And now froyotech can jump in with their Uber, and they found a demo man.
Yeah, they got the kill into Dingo, and fortunately they do cut their losses and get everybody else over on GlobalClan. But there's a scout hiding, coming all the way from the flank. Could have had the opportunity onto Dank, but when reacting to the scout, they actually pushed Dank the other direction, and that's where the rest of froyotech were going. But he managed to wiggle his way out and keep himself alive. But again, that's another point costed to them for keeping that med alive.
Manage to get the point, they manage to use out on Uber advantage. Let's see if GlobalClan, they are getting so close to it being only one round needed to win this map.
They wanted to make the rotation there. Sorry to cut you off, Antimation. They kept rotating, and it was just wasting more time. And I feel like I'm the only one that's feeling the choke of this timer, of the timings of the Uber. The window is closing.
And it's closed. There's nothing they can do about it. They've just elected to stand steadfast. They have the round advantage. They have the clock on their side.
Do they have the clock? There is no clock. Banning time means there is no clock.
But they only have to win one more in 4 minutes. There's
I suppose. But keep in mind, they started off with 3 rounds strong, and now Froyo have got 2 rounds since then. They're feeling like they're the ones that have had their Eureka moment.
Yeah, I think just slowing it down right now, and I guess with that gentleman's agreement, it is froyotech's turn to push. They can chill. They can think about what they've done that's worked, what they've done that hasn't worked. These mids have been effective by GlobalClan. Can they keep that momentum? Can they turn that into lightning in a bottle? Can they destroy Laz? The answer is yes.
My god, everyone just took enough damage away from all of that aggression, just kind of keep everybody alive, and now we're entering back in. They aren't aware that they're pushing from choke though, and now they actually use the Uber. They drop Dingo in the safety of that Uber. This plays like a solo Uber for both teams, but both of them are multiing as much as humanly possible. Quacks will go down, and they decide enough is enough. They're backing out of GlobalClan.
They're just trying to get that. They walk in. They're trying to do a back cut right now, but I don't think it's going to be too successful. I think this is just going to be Froyo taking it. all the way through,
Damn.
but they do lose 2 players during this.
Yeah, it's just
Great.
Dingo taking advantage of the top area, and those quickie launchers will get a couple of bit of damage in. They deal with Shamu, who is obviously left over from that back camp play, and they reclaim second. And well, Taz is looking to go drop down, and it's a good timing for it. I don't think anybody's watching it, and they're pushing in second now. They leave Dingo kind of dead, pissing in the wind, and they're trying to get on top of Dank. He's going to go backing out, but how many players is it going to cost him this time?
Trying to get onto the medic, can't quite get there. Dank disappears into the wind. He has the Uber, but does he have the players? He's already lost Dingo. And Taz has gone down. Surely they don't try and push out here. 1 respawn is left. That clock gets closer to taking us to infinite overtime right now.
Ooh. It's a good thing it isn't a tied sort of set of a game, and then they could have played the clock a bit more like weaselly over on Froyo. Laz right on top of the medic. Dank will be forced to use the Uber. Nice use out of him in a sort of stressful situation, but Rabani, he's got the big Uber. He's going to take out the scout player, the soldier player, and the medic player, and there's 1 soldier left, but there's no soldiers left for last. It's just Dingo. He's going to go down. There's that 3rd round on the board. So now it's a pretty simple game state. There's no round that could be fit in 50 seconds, so the next round will be our winner of the map.
I felt a little bit like a throw, if I'm being honest. You've got no real reason there to push out if you're GlobalClan. I know you've got that 10% advantage, but are you really going to do much into that? And the answer is no, and it just completely falls on their face. They had the driving seat for so long in this map, and yeah, I know it went to 3-2, but just that play there just cements it as 3-3, and now froyotech looking to be the favourites so far.
froyotech on the defensive. Everybody is hanging out in corner, and all of this just for Taz to go behind him and kill the medic. Cool world. Although Dank, though, is kind of left behind, and I guess they didn't really realise that they need to keep 1 player alive and back and playing with their medic. And again, I raised the question. When Taz was going behind, he spends about 10 seconds going behind. He's like, I'm going to get the medic. I'm going behind them. They aren't aware. And all this. He gets the medic. There's a clear time difference that you can prepare your own medic to get out there. But they didn't.
And it falls apart. It was looking fairly good for GlobalClan, but the players just really coming in on froyotech, really showing how much they deserve to be in this map. And now they are the ones to fully win decisive mid-fight, and now they standing on this front foot here, seeing what they can get. Got a sneaky soldier right now hiding in a corner, waiting for froyotech to go for a little bit of aggression, seeing if he could catch out maybe Logan, maybe Hubert. Have to see. But for now, froyotech taking it slow. Hubert jumps in.
Oh no. Okay, well, they force out the Uber from GlobalClan. If they get the pick onto Hubert, this is wonderful. Okay. I was a bit worried that they'll get out with Hubert there in that tail end of the Uber. Oh god, they actually collapse back in chasing the kill so much, and it's just there's like a slight little mechanism delay on both of these teams when they manage to get well, maybe not so froyotech, but more GlobalClan, where they get this pick onto the medic, but they're not aware that Dank is in a very compromising position. But when all of this settles and everybody clutches it out, GlobalClan will potentially kind of get a midpoint here, but they get their respawners actually in time on froyotech, so they're not even going to get that.
Just resets again. froyotech pretty much equal Ubers now, but GlobalClan, they don't have a demo man. They're trying to regress, trying to catch this scout out, finally get onto Habib, but what does it cost? Actually, about even right now, swapping a scout and a soldier. A couple more, but no, GlobalClan losing more players. Now they have to be on the back foot. Now they have to have tail tucked between legs, walking back to last.
Is Banny going to get the kill on the demo? Dingo? No? Okay. Well, they will get all the free space claimed to them. And now this is a very kind of annoying situation. They can go for the round reset here over on GlobalClan, and I do recommend it, but My God, we've just not seen what I think is a convincing last hold out of them. And it's sad to say, but you know, froyotech also went for a Hail Mary kind of kitchen sink last time, and they did push out from that. But let's see what they come up with this time. Habib is on sniper.
Habib on sniper finds a demo man, can't quite get the headshot. Just narrowly escapes being stuck in the corner. And GlobalClan right now, they're keeping to the generic one off class. They've got their sentry gun, not electing to go for the sniper, not doing anything further than that. So it's really Habib's purpose right now, just to explore, try and find an angle, try and find somebody in a sight line. Gonna spot a soldier? Can't quite get onto him.
I do like this sentry gun spot a lot better than the previous time round. It actually looks at these doors and windows and maybe stops these soldiers from going in from these little doorways to get on top of the medic, and it also doesn't get confused as much, because the last place was like the perfect line that covers all of them, but if you push from every single door at the same time, the sentry tries to spot all of the players at the same time as well and just keeps spitting around.
Tank really protected from the sentry gun.
They're not even aware that the Habib is pushing from this door, by the way. I don't think anybody's even watching the door.
Gonna get the play. He spots the sentry gun. Sentry gun doesn't quite spot him,
nice.
But who does? Shamu.
I don't know why froyotech kind of gave up on protecting Habib, but it was very much the game plan when they first picked him up, and they were looking. They had 4 people on one door at one point, and now I guess they want to just kind of pressure cook from other ways. They go for the Uber. I mean, you got to give credit to GlobalClan. This is not an easy way to do it, but they're going for the base play, and they actually come out of it not looking absolutely hairless and get a couple of weaseled kills from this sort of second point. Get the cap onto second as well. Logan has joined the fight, but there's nobody here to really fight with.
Uber just getting out. He's so low, but he stays alive. I was uncertain which way that fight was going to go when you've got, 3 sets of 3 shiny people facing off with 3 shiny people. You don't know particularly what's going to happen at the end, but somehow froyotech find themselves worse for wear, find themselves running back to second, find themselves with a little bit of dissad actually that's been built here.
I feel like I do harp a little bit on GlobalClan's mistakes, but they're playing some very hard TF2, to be fair. And when it does come to the traditionally hard stuff, it looks a little bit easy for them. So to give them credit in where credit is due. And this is the moments of a game where you really need to be able to kind of connect on these difficult plays, because those are the only ones that get offered up by the teams. And Banny is going to get picked off. They've got proactive this time because they always seem to go for this choke play. Quack's going in, getting the force onto Hubert, solo YOLO style. Again, hard TF2, actually pulls it out for the boys. And, well, now they have to try and execute on this push in. They have to use the Uber, though. Laz was right on top of them. I mean, well, they probably could have tried to bait him out, but they're better safe than sorry, I suppose. And Dingo needs a little help, but will not be chased upon. And Banny, oh no, he doesn't want to go back in. They're just kind of poking and prodding.
Yeah, definitely credit for GlobalClan. They have looked really solid and definitely the favourites for a good deal of this map. It's only been the latter stages where froyotech have come back through maybe some mistakes of their own.
froyotech are testing them though. Look at the rotations. They're peeking every single door just to see what they can get away with. And it seems the door they found was ramp. Oh no, not that door! Oh, it seems Quacks managed to thread the needle and finds the kill onto Hubert. And now they simplify the game save. They back a lot of players out on GlobalClan. Yeah, it's going to cost them Taz, but Taz actually gets Laz, and that's pretty funny that rhymes, but they will try and cap this point. This is the time you need to come back in, though. You're all healed up, and they're all weak over on froyotech, but they're selling their souls a little bit to the Granary Devil, and they really don't want to just go into the fight without the safety net of that Uber. They come in back up now, and they will get that midpoint capture, but they could have got the round if they collapse in on Froyo in that weak moment.
Absolutely pivotal play there by Quacks, getting that medic, finding it. That's exactly what we've been saying this whole time, and froyotech not ready to take that fight. Maybe they knew how disastrous it would be.
The jump on Dank. Get down, Mr. President. They will block one rocket, and he allows enough time for Dank to get his Uber. But it's not. It's a pretty poo Uber. What are they supposed to do with it? Just glow on the point. And now froyotech, sensing weakness, wanted kind of pressure a second, but they give it up, expecting that Taz was going to go for the most telegraphed jump on the planet. He does. He dies. And now it's time to make the push back out with a soldier advantage and an Uber advantage. But Saw gets the kill on Habib. That's like one scout less for this world, and scouts are ruled here in this game with TF2, but they still want to keep going here on froyotech. 100% Uber advantage. Banny, I think, doesn't want to take the Uber aggressively, but they get that punish onto Saw for that kill earlier.
I'm going to get the point. I'm going to keep that Uber. Saw does go down, but look how much time these individual one-to-one plays have really took, and GlobalClan, they keep second. They keep the outside, I guess, a little bit between second and mid. That's such a big deal. It's just really keeps you keeping froyotech in this pressure situation. It keeps them on their toes. And
they've actually gone back to sniper. Fuck me. Okay, well, I mean, can you say what? I tried to dash my mind back, and I think the sniper was doing a lot of work in the post of the second fight, but we'll see. You know, maybe it just takes the right butterfly effect to make all the notches fall back into place as he's going to peek around this corner. What the sniper does facilitate is you can get a guaranteed kill just from a very stale situation. You know, those sort of kills where the kills are never supposed to happen. They trade out soldiers between both teams, going around the corner and just, you know, playing off damage. And Saw, though, is going to keep rolling the dice. But can he get anything but snake eyes?
Right now, waiting, trying to get that play. The last time had a sniper here, it was a combination with a soldier. Up top, he sees the medic, can't quite get him. Going to pay with his life from this. froyotech now with this one pick, trying to poke and prod. Got themselves outside, trying to go for this flank. Trying to walk through, but GlobalClan meeting them head on.
They get the kill into Logan, and they're keeping like a solo fight. There's a lot of multiing, and they feel very confident they're going to fight in after this. Where is the collapse, though? Where's the rest of the team? They're capping second. They come in so much later, though. There's a kill onto the soldier. They trade out with the soldier and the scout. Hubert the Fish, he's packing his bags, and he's running. He's running, damn it. He needs to find somebody, but he's so low. He needs to stay on the high ground. The scout can't spot him. He has to get out, and Hubert lives.
So close, Hubert keeping his team in, but the respawns up here, they protect the medic, is hiding, it works, and that might have just saved froyotech completely in this game. Losing a medic in that situation, having that amount of advantage, that's almost a done round, you would expect.
Oh, what the Shamu? Did we forget to put on our right watch? I'm afraid, like, we kind of decloaked bit suddenly there, and well, it was the freest kill of their lives over on froyotech, and you know, maybe just try again. Oh, he's gonna try sniper. Okay.
I guess it has been working. You can press right click a little bit later on sniper. You would assume.
I'm not sure if anybody noticed this, but Laz like shot an ammo pack and he like launched it. It was nice. I noticed Laz. You know, if you're fiending this later.
Play from Laz there. I don't know if it's going to decide the round. Maybe that ammo is going to be brilliant.
Pick onto sniper class with Shamu. Can decide to get braver here, sticking with the same door. The holding close, reacting to the sniper over on GlobalClan. Taz tries to use his license to die for Habib going down earlier, and doesn't find anything of fruit.
Yes, sniper versus sniper again. Be electing to play a little bit more passive, let the sniper come to him. But right now, GlobalClan not too interested in being the aggressive ones. They're gonna wait maybe gather some positioning and
Oh
go for something.
my god, they got the shot onto the medic, and now it should be a pretty simple gameplay as they've got an Uber charge, but they're not really getting active with the Uber charge. They usually want to find more players, but they want to just play the point instead. But they've got a Dingo with the quickie launch. It's not really the great sort of, sticky on sticky sort of action to play the point like that. And yeah, I think they just spent a majority of their free Uber not fighting.
Scout coming in, jumping onto the medic. Can he get something?
Oh my
He
god,
does.
he's made of biscuits and, paper mache. He just dies again and again and again. Froyotech need to pick up the sort of mentality off the floor here and trying to muster up another defense here at last.
Biscuits might have crumbled, but is this Froyotech's hopes crumbling as well? They've been stuck on this last for a little bit of time right now. Can GlobalClan pick up the pieces and take this as a win? They have the advantage, but Froyotech stands in their way. Hubert frantically building, Habib on sniper. The engineer has set up a sentry in a sneaky position. They're thinking about going for it.
Early pop. So this is much better than previous Ubers so far. They didn't take a medium amount of damage. They've cleaned up the sentry gun. They find a kill onto Evil Paddy. And now they actually have a kind of gang up on Logan. He's been pushed out to the other doorway. They're ignoring all the other three players. And my god, keeping Logan inside the one door where his teammates have made sure is safe has actually worked out for them. They got the round, and I do kind of wonder if Logan just picked the other door, they would have held on to that.
I think while that's happening, just the scouts edging the point, just taking distraction and managing to find those windows to stand where no one's noticing them worked so well as locking Logan into that position. And that's what you want. I think GlobalClan, they looked a little bit of the weaker side in that middle, and we worried about if they could keep up the ingenuity that we saw at the start of this map. And I think towards the end, they may have made some mistakes, and it might have been a little bit ropey. But those key plays, those plays that we know that GlobalClan's players can make, they all came out of the bag. Really nice solo plays from Quacks, really nice shots from the snipers, and that's been instrumental on winning this map, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Again, all you describe is very just clutchy moments, and that was probably what the C should really stand for in GlobalClan. Phew. My heart could not take, probably playing in these sort of games over and over again. It's just so much pressure. And, well, it seems the pressure kind of buckled for Froyotech, and they weren't mistakeless as well. You can't really have this many rounds lost at the start of the game and then have things kind of turn your way. But this is going to be a kind of a kicker for Froyo. They're going to just look back at those previous lost rounds right at the start and kind of wonder if they just didn't give up one of them, how different things would have been.
Yeah, I think as soon as they figured out these mids that GlobalClan are doing and how to get through them, it was a lot smoother sailing, but just the plays at the start doing so much work and it took so long for them to get anywhere.
I'm at the logs here, Antimation. I've moved on, and I repeat, yet again, Dingo is top damaging with the Quickies launcher. It looked pretty convincing in the style this time because he's a slewful player. He's playing the back, he's just kind of plinking off with what little unnecessary damage that these players are kind of used to in these sort of scrappy fights. It feels like a Demo Man 0.5. Just or 1.5, I should say. Just that, it's the same Demo Man taste that you love, but just that bit of oomph. And they're not used to it, I feel, in these sorts of scrap fights. That's what I can only explain how GlobalClan have these edges constantly.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you. Looking at the stats again, it just seems like with this more scrappy map, so many people dying so many times that just getting all of that damage, that extra things that this weapon can do. It's just providing so much use, providing so many opportunities in this map. We've seen it a little bit practically in some of the situations, shooting the stickies off some doors, making it a little bit easier to push. But then just in the middle of these fights, these small moments in the middle of big DM plays, I think it's proving its usage. I agree with you.
What other things can I dissect from this gameplay? We're looking at the damage stats now, and I mentioned earlier there was evening damage in the first map, and now this time pulling ahead on the team damage stat for GlobalClan. So, and they're finding more kills as well, so it's all falling into correct place. And I think that's a testament to the soldiers. The soldiers are having a much better game. I think it might be the Granary power, those tall salient buildings covering your jumps and making those little sort of rocket bombs just that bit more stealthy. Goes a long way for GlobalClan. But now when we switch over to Sultry, do those towering sort of buildings translate here, Antimation? Do you get Granary vibes from Sultry?
I think there's definitely the opportunity to jump in and go for these kind of bombs the same way you would on Granary. I think if you're a medic, you're a demo man, you're not living in fear the same way you would on a Granary mid. But there's ways to play this. There's ways for your soldiers to do just as much damage to cause a little bit of that same fear. So I think there's a world where GlobalClan keep up these mid plays, these soldier bombs that have been scattering froyotech, and they provide some sort of effectiveness.
Antimation, you're far too nice to be a caster. Welcome to a Tabs cast. I'm going to corrupt you bit by bit. First question. Who is to blame for Hubert the Fish dying 7 more times EU math than Dank? Who's to blame? Point a finger. Join the dark side.
No, I'm gonna get yelled at. But I think there's been a few situations I've seen where Hubert has been standing in one place and the rest of the team has been standing in another. And I don't know if that's a point the finger at the med and mold moment, or if it's a sort of combo is saying one thing and doing something else. But there is a disconnection somewhere in this combo.
Okay.
Maybe it's Banny. Maybe Banny is expecting specific things.
Oh, you heard him, Banny followers. Get him. He said it, not I. But you know what? I think a lot of people would say that Banny is a lot more in the wrong than he thinks he is. So maybe you're right in that aspect. But I think if maybe to roleplay a bit more, who do you think Banny is shouting at then? Do you think he is shouting at Hubert? Is this all Hubert's fault? Or do you think like he might be focusing on some other teammate right now?
I think for Banny in this situation, he's seen a lot of moments where the team together in that blob, in that froyotech playstyle, when they get to do what they can do best, they've been unbeatable. They've been the better team out of the two of them. It's just how well they can deal with the sneaky moments, how well they can deal with this way that GlobalClan are playing. And I think at this point, you don't need to shout at these players. These players know what they should be doing and how they should be playing. And if they do that, they win this game. So,
okay. All right. So talk to me a bit about Sultry. Is there any sort of kind of caveats, maybe sort of regular happenings here that we can expect on this map? Or is it quite a mystery still to us here in the EU land of things? Because we don't really see this map too often.
No, it's not a map that I'm too familiar with. You see some pretty nice soldier bombs. You see a lot of facing death head on. Things like the second point, it feels a little bit like Process, but everything's sort of squished closer. So maybe we're going to see some sniper plays. I think that is what I'm going to look forward to, because sniper plays on this map, you've got so many places you can stand. There's so many pick potentials that you've got. So I've seen some good snipers on GlobalClan. I've seen a couple of okay plays on froyotech, so let's see how sniping goes on this. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, I was talking a little bit about my monkey theory and the bananas and all that. Maybe I'm just really kind of jonesing for that new Donkey Kong game. But either way, monkey TF2, LAN TF2 can be some tiring work. And if you're playing a best of 3, are they feeling the fatigue at this point of their sort of run here, Antimation? Or do you think these should still be quite healthy gamers, matching the same output they're doing from this first map?
I think when you've got some of the names on the server, you've got Banny, Habib, Paddy, people like that. This is your bread and butter. You've been in bad situation. You've been in worse. I
can't help but notice you said all froyotech teams there. What about is GlobalClan like they're cooked? They're like they've never seen this before. They're tired.
I don't think they're cooked. I think you're playing against froyotech. Even if you're 5-0 against froyotech in the first map, you're like, well, we could get one in the next map. And they've got a map. They have got a map against froyotech. I know these are fantastic players, but the urge to beat Banny, the urge to beat froyotech, to put them in the ground. He got 5th place last tournament. Can we make it 4th place in this tournament? Let's see. That urge, that keeps you awake. That's what you dream of.
You inspire a good point here, Antimation, and about hunger and drive. Do you think, like, any of these players, all these old names, what they make up for experience, they lack in hunger? Or do you think, like, this is still quite the proving ground for them, even at this point of their TF2 careers?
I think these players, they come into these games to win. They come into tournaments trying to prove they are still the best, and I think that hunger always remains. But are they going to pull something 110%? Are they going to get that little bit extra against GlobalClan? I don't think so. I think the other way around, though, can GlobalClan get a bit extra going into match point against froyotech? I think that's possible.
Yeah, I agree 100% with what you're preaching here. So we got 110% coming out of GlobalClan. We've got 80, 70% coming out of froyotech. If you had to put your money, your dosh on it, who is coming out with 100% of the win?
I think I'm gonna go GlobalClan, and I hope this doesn't curse it. But I believe in that.
Your boy's gonna balance it out. I'm gonna go with froyotech. There you go. Now everyone has got equal power in the timeline. Is there any particular player that you think is, you've got maybe a bit of pom-poms kind of shuffling in the back there? You've got a big fan. You like the cut of their jib. Who's going to make it big on this map? Or at least you hope so.
I'm currently looking in chat at the moment in the game, and I'm seeing I wouldn't call it drama, but the little bit of the conversation. The mind games have already started between Dingo and Logan. So I'm going to go for Dingo. I reckon in this demo versus demo, this is where he cements himself as best demo out of the 3 great demo players in this server. And he's just going to take GlobalClan to the win.
Yeah, I am kind of catching up on the chat a little bit. I think personally, who hasn't actually been having too weak of a game at all. I think maybe it's in the name, but Evil Paddy seems to hit as well as his good counterpart. So I think we can expect good things coming out from Paddy. It probably helps that I also like the lad, but we'll see. Let's see if Froyo can kind of shake off the rust a little bit from that Granary match. We're just trying to get all our players back, bums into seat, cigarettes put out into the ashtray, and then hopefully get our game started. Antimation, what on earth is there left to talk about in the game of TF2?
There's not much I can think of, really. I think we're all up at it's midnight. It's midnight for us in the UK. Maybe a bit later in Europe, but I know what people are here for. See, I know what a lot of Europe wants, and is that going to come true? Is the question. And if it's not, is this going to be a reoccurring thing? How much do you think this like pressure on Banny? He's had a bad tournament.
Oh my god,
last time.
The pressure. No,
Yeah.
this is a Tuesday to Banny. Do you think he's feeling any pressure at this point? This guy plays so much TF2. It probably feels more pressure from waking up in the morning than he does playing a game of TF2.
I think there's definitely got to be something on the fact that last tournament, the big one, that S tier event went so badly wrong for froyotech.
I think he feels embarrassment, maybe, and things like that. You know, it might go, or maybe anger, but I don't think he feels pressure, though. I think he feels probably just seething anger to fuel him.
And will the seething anger, do you think this is going to be the difference? He's got Habib on scout now. He's reunited with evil Paddy. Do you think this world of blood and vengeance and gore is going to baptize a new froyotech into the realm, the froyotech that once destroyed continents?
My god, you can make a TF2 game sound very, very important. I mean, as much as the meme implies, I think that a lot of other challenges that Banny has at the moment are kind of things you don't really see on the surface level. It's more like team management. So if you were once commanding the best of the best and you had the pick of the players, you know, everybody was clawing and backstabbing everybody to get onto a Froyo lineup just so they can guarantee a first place and into the golden cabinet of greathood. But now that cabinet is not so much guaranteed anymore, and people are probably starting to become non-believers, and now you don't have the pick of the best, the cream of the crop anymore. And I don't know, there's a lot of challenge that hit with that player management wise, because now if you don't command such a pedigree anymore, will people even fully listen to what you have to say, or what's, you know, you think you should do, or whether or not you should do a lot of things, basically. And who is wrestling with this the most is not just his players on his own team, but it's Banny. Banny, someday, given enough humus and, you know, evidence, surely even he has to think, am I washed?
Surely that thought can't go through Banny's head. He's got so far so many tournaments turned beginner players not ready for invite to become invite stars. You think of the legends of this game, how many of these have stood side by side with Banny, how many of these have benefited from the team management and his skills and his ability to build a team and turn it into a team that can win so much.
Deep stuff. I hope that Banny doesn't have this on in the background. He's having an existential crisis right now, because we need to get this game started, my man. Come on, Banny. Sit down, lean back, and press the F4 button.
I can actually tell you that Banny has pressed the F4 button.
He has. Okay, well.
Yeah, we're waiting
GlobalClan, stop feeding on the stream. Stop laughing at my comments. Lean back like Banny does and press the F4 button. Please. What are these two? Okay, I'm going to do a head count. I'm going to see who's moving and who's not. So Taz isn't moving. So I assume Taz is... I hope they're not having a toilet situation like they did in the last Denver. No, Taz is moving, so he's not on the toilet. We've got a Pyro. That's Dank. All of GlobalClan are moving around. So what are we waiting for?
Maybe they've never played this map before. Maybe they're, you know, they've got someone...
We're just firing up the YouTube video from Banny's YouTube channel and just like, how do you play Sultry?
Well, what do we call these things? This is a nice building. Should we call it A? Should we think of another name for it?
Do people still get paint out in their like map talks, or is that too old?
Surely kids have the Discord screen shares these days.
Ugh.
No one wants mumble anymore.
I had to fire up an unregistered hypercam too if I ever wanted to get people to listen to my team chats.
Well, right now, maybe hoping for some registered F4 pressing, but unfortunately, that key does not seem to be a part of any of the keyboards. Maybe we can get someone like Dr. _ to check, make sure the keyboards have all of the functioning keys. They've been pressing F and they've been pressing 4.
Maybe
actually, here we go.
Maybe one key only has the pause button. Oh wait, nope, we've unpaused. Okay, we've started. We've started here with our third map of CP Sultry. It is froyotech versus GlobalClan. I'm TurboTabs. I'm joined with Antimation and Ben PL in this cast. We're deciding who gets knocked out of the RGL competition here at the Philly LAN. What's happening on mid? Anti.
Well, Logan trying to get some space, waiting for GlobalClan's aggression. Soldiers jumping in straight onto the demo. He falls very quickly, trying to get onto this medic. Dank just about survives, but he's so low.
Big moment there, getting the kill onto Huber. Yeah, Dank goes down, but you know, in the grand scheme of things, as long as they don't have their big nuke and we don't have their big nuke, we're even.
Big plays there for froyotech. They've played this map. They don't need the map review to tell them where all of the places are, and they're going to take out first mid fight. Here, no medics on the board. It's going to take a while.
Coming out from Logan onto the doors, getting a freebie from Quacks. Both teams obviously have got their even Uber, so they have this awkward period of just building them up frantically, but it does afford a couple of players to maybe fish here, see what they can kind of get out. And Taz seems to be the first one that is taking a bite out of.
Got Saw coming up on the counter sniper, trying to see if he can find anything. Trying to, nope, he's changed his mind, decided he wants to become an engineer instead. But while this is all going, Sentry took down instantly, career ruined. He is going to start trying to rebuild it, but is this going to give an opportunity for froyotech to start walking forward, trying to find a pick, ending on a sack? Right now, Soldier trying to get something in this window, can't really find anything, but froyotech not taking too much as a return.
Yeah, we're just chilling. I'm not even throwing in a suicide over on froyotech. The temptation for me seems to always just throw in a player, get somebody, you know, maybe even keep them second guessing and thinking that you do have an off class going. And who knows, in a very, very low percentile play, that one player that you throw in might get the Hail Mary med pick that you were hoping for.
Oh, Soldier going around the corner, trying to see if he can catch someone unaware. Unfortunately for him, can't quite get anything, and we're still on last. We're still waiting for something to happen. Clock whittling down. 2 minutes to make a play here. Soldier jumping in on this right side, trying to force the soldier away. We'll do a decent amount of damage, but we're just sending him to his grave, maybe opening up for some off classes.
Yeah, maybe that was just a very complex version of sack a person in, where they were just going for this pressure play and kind of layering the different directions all these players can go in and go for attack. It kind of gets countered a little bit by a sentry gun. The sentry gun is kind of unwavering and unforgiving and just literally gutting down the first humanoid that's going to enter their crosshairs. But they will spam out the sentry gun and keep the pressure cooking over on GlobalClan. And it's just a really hard point to really apply the pressure, as it doesn't come from, it's all coming from one general direction. They're all kind of segmented, and they're not even great attacking points for any of Froyo.
Well, GlobalClan took this, tried to push out a little bit, but we are going to get the trade of Ubers right now. Scout versus Soldier, but GlobalClan have the better end of it, and the Moach starts in lobby. 3 players down for Froyo, but more down for GlobalClan. Actually, this could just be a push straight in. Habib leading
Saul
his
needs
team
to keep
forward.
playing close, though. He will go down, and there's not enough respawners in time. It seems just playing it slow in dividends for froyotech has worked out. It's kind of a throw from GlobalClan. Obviously, they took the Uber trade, and they were playing the Uber trade for a long time, but they neither got Dank out early enough, and they neither chased down Hubert the Fish. They did a weak job of just kind of not committing to either idea, so they lose out on that. That's one early round on the board for froyotech and the control of the game.
It's fight number 2. Logan chunked out a little bit. Going to get to safety as Dingo can just walk straight forward, just layer stickies everywhere. Bomb coming in onto the medic, takes down Tubeblet the Fish. But can they collapse on it? Can GlobalClan keep their medic safe? Manages to press
that's
S.
a very interesting tactical. Okay, well, with Taz coming in, maybe that kind of shocked me a little bit. I guess I didn't look at the counter too much, but I saw 2 scout chariots and then one just backed out, I guess guaranteeing Dank's life, and then just playing with just Saw, but it was actually a kind of a wild play from behind with Taz, so that was nice. They have 100% overcharge now, and the game is, or the round I should say, is under their control. They have to deal with Paddy, but he has been dealt with now, and emit after force, and kind of a bonus sort of push out ability for them. They could get slipped up here by the Habib sniper, but they should be pushing the doorway that is usually the safest when it comes against sniper plays and bomb plays, which is going to be Frog, and they do so. So ineffective is the sniper.
Told you, jumping in there will take out Shamu, but will pay with his life.
He gets the kill onto Quacks. And Taz also goes down as well, going for like a greedy play, and what should have turned into a very simple convert of second and, you know, play out. They could even have gone with the Uber. They've actually been punished. Dank holding very close. Dingo really wants some Uber loving, but Saw is going to miss out on that loving as well. And Dank is actually being body blocked and left to the wolves. And Dingo, he's going to probably go down as well, in kind of feeding between whether or not he should go back in to help his medic, back out to save himself. Oh wait, maybe we lost our medic, we should go back in.
A little bit of a disaster for GlobalClan. They lose. Could they finding so much loss there? They're gonna wait, try and stick a trap as froyotech walks forward. The Habib sniper still running out. His death ability slightly decreased.
Taz is going to get challenged with a scout, going to go down more than likely.
Eventually.
They're just kind of wising up a little bit to the game plan of GlobalClan, which is just kind of throw a player in from a random angle. And Banny seems to be the angle all time, just keeping on top of where these random players could be.
But coming in right now, GlobalClan forced all the way back into their spawn. Habib picking off the remnants. Gonna take the point area now.
Lots of damage from Laz.
Can't do anything.
They're looking completely outmatched here on the Sultry map. I don't think maybe they should be busting paint out. Yeah, okay, now we're busting paint out with a tactical pause. This is a very, very lost team here, Antti.
This is a team that's they've tried some things, and those things have decidedly not worked, and those not working parts have snowballed into 2 rounds lost.
They're just, I don't know. It seems like they're doing like weak versions of 2 options, you know, where you have 2 forks in the road. They pick the dirt path, like off on the side that shouldn't be there and leads to nowhere.
Yeah, I think they're getting stung by nettles on the side that they themselves have planted. They have jumped into the nettle bushes, and they can only really blame themselves.
Yeah. And it's like the pretty simple pass as well. They have a stinking Uber on second. And it's not even a big deal if they use the Uber on second. but they systematically lost every single player, and then they double down. They're like, oh, we've lost like 4 players. This is really bad. Maybe we should send a player in behind. Like, what? Huh? I think this is kind of the crux of playing such a wild and wacky, unpredictable TF2. Sometimes it's unpredictable because it usually is so predictable. I know that made little to no sense, but go with me on this. The average team, this is very predictably lost, and GlobalClan made convince themselves that they can do well in these unpredictable situations when really they're just like any other team.
Sometimes you think you're a genius, and then it turns out that you're not. And Dingo, back on the mid-fight, trying to prove his intellect is very high.
The attack pause is
some nice spam out, but bombs coming in right now. One soldier behind, trying to make a play. Quacks jumping in onto the whole team. Lands some nice rockets.
Oh my god, Laz, massive rockets, and we'll get the kill onto Dank. And they have kind of kept a simple thing in the minds of froyotech, which is just keep Hubert alive. And it seems like they don't need to rush themselves to get the kill onto the blob and get on top of GlobalClan. They can probably just trust in the fact that these long plays that they put out will kind of pay dividends to them. And it did that time with Laz coming in big with that flank. And that was very coordinated, and it seemed very intentional, very nice from froyotech.
They're definitely solidifying what GlobalClan are doing on these mids, but maybe slightly less crazy, and definitely keeping their medics. They're going to Uber straight in now. It's a little bit of a reach.
Yeah, they just wanted to go for maybe a jump surprise. Like, on the worst side, obviously that Uber did nothing, but on the plus side, this is the best time to waste an Uber, because even with the full Uber advantage of GlobalClan, they're always scared of a back cap. There's always potential to mess up because the connectors between last and second are always usually so difficult to kind of push through. So in theory here as well, and plus if GlobalClan do make any of those mistakes, they lose a round, not just losing the control of the game.
GlobalClan trying to use this advantage, walking forward. They're gonna take out Evil Paddy, already trying to deal with a beep, finally get him. And you know what? They kept Uber for this. But on the other hand, froyotech soon to be with Uber. Soldier slowing them down. Throw just be took out. The trade onto Demo as well. This is 3 massive makes and 1 player trying to get the flank, but no, maybe too far.
Taz clearly wanted to keep going, but the rest of GlobalClan were just not on the same wavelength there. Maybe there should have been a call to either call him back or to keep going with it. They've got the Uber charge as well and the numbers advantage, so even if the Uber came out eventually for Hubert, they would have still had a better fight in the standing of things. And all they have to do to capitalise on that was just focus on the damaging players. Sometimes you catch people not part of that Uber and they kind of get dropped by Hubert.
It's just turning into a bit of a backwards and forwards right now, and one way to try and get this over with, to try and take an Uber out of someone's hands, is a store by. He's learned how to right click. I think it was him. Right clicking has been pressed. Or will he learn?
Quick,
how
check
to
his
disguise?
watch. Check his watch. What is it? What's he rocking? He's got the cloak and dagger, so we're gonna have no more Granary shenanigans from last time where we just uncloak accidentally. It's going to take him a sweet time here, and I'm not sure if you know, but these are tight corners. Doesn't bump into anyone, but that is a high walking profile area. Gets to a part of the map that he can probably uncloak now. But keep in mind, Banny has played like probably 1 million pub servers. He probably knows that. Oh, but actually, Logan has played 1 million pub servers. He finds and smells the spy. Taz tries to go in for the follow-up kill as well, where they have their eyes turned, but it finds no one. And now the final plan for this entire endeavor, plan C, see if they can fluff the push here, making out into mid. They get a kill onto Quacks, instead try and take the Uber aggressively. I think if they played a bit more passive then, just play the spam game, use the Uber in the later on. I think they had a more beneficial fight. Taz will rejoin now, but because they were fighting on the Froyo side of the map, they haven't really set up in a place for him to help out. Fortunately, Shamu just kind of links up and just bumps into Hubert at the right time, overextending. And Banny's even going to go down as well. Skill check by Saw.
Absolute disaster from froyotech. They looked carefully into this driving seat. They looked so certain, but no, a little bit too far. Quacks took down by nice sticky shot there by Logan, and it's actually going to end up with Dank with a considerable Uber advantage, but Habib, he's back on the sniper. This could be a disaster again.
They should be able to kind of peek and prog and see where roughly Hubert wants to play here. They could just use the Uber and just start taking frags where they can and then do the same sort of play that Froyo did to them. And that's what they do. They take the Uber in, they're going aggressive, and they're just trying to go for the simple kills of whatever they can find in front of them. They will disengage on Froyo, but this is to be expected. It's a very hard push to make.
At this point, you've got to either try and get this Uber built up so quickly. froyotech actually not quite having that Uber.
Spending a jump, and then they spend another quacks to see if they can get the jump onto Hubert again. Unfortunately, he gets out, so it's not quite as punished as it can be, but they have to basically give up second now. They can get greedy with this on Froyo.
Yeah, for sure. And he persuading the troops to walk forward here, probably going to try and take this midpoint off of GlobalClan. Yeah, they're gonna just back up.
Yeah, they have to give up. They saw quacks, and basically with one soldier left in the fight, he kind of needs to see the beam and where it's coming from, and by that point he already had a scout in his eyes. He can't really commit.
Now, even Ubers, both teams, froyotech comfortably in the lead, and they also have midpoint here. It's their onus to go for a sack. It's their play to go for. Let's see what they're going to go for.
It's got to feel pretty nice and reassuring for froyotech. You can always, if you feel a bit of pressure, you just press the scoreboard button and look, well, look at that, 2 rounds above GlobalClan. I feel better. So they have that sort of control about them, and hopefully that comfort of having 2 rounds. So even if they mess up here, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, and these mistakes from froyotech, when they've been made, they've been so substantial. They lose, and maybe they'll lose a point, maybe they'll lose 2, but it's not going to anything. Whereas these mistakes on GlobalClan, they hemorrhage. Just one mistake leads to another, and suddenly you're 4 players down, full Uber disadvantage, defending your own last and failing for it. Whereas froyotech, so much more favorable. When it's gone wrong, it's gone kind of meh.
Alright, what kind of weaknesses are we working with over against GlobalClan? And it looks like they want to make a kind of little slow push in from Choke, see if they can just overwhelm. Hubert the Fish brought down very low. It doesn't quite work out, however. And in the same vein, Habib wanted to make a play from Frog. So this is just unfortunate timing for both players, as they can't quite find the kills and picks that they wanted. Nice little pressure from Quacks to put some spam into Choke. They're in a bit of a pit right now, and they feel forced out to have to use the Uber. Dank will respond with his own Uber. He's the most forward player out of everybody on his team, apart from Quacks being behind. And maybe, they will get the extension over against Hubert. No scout, and to kind of take the scout taxi out with him. Maybe a misplay. Habib is going to try and patch this up for his team by giving them a back cap.
A little bit lost were the combo of froyotech, neither hither or thither, and Habib trying to salvage the situation, trying to make this a playable situation, but no, hasn't quite worked. And I think GlobalClan, they're going to take this second point, and this is their best opportunity coming into this map. They should have Uber advantage going into this last point.
I think this is the weak source that you see a little bit from a general TF2 map and the map like Sultry. The back cap usually feels like a strong play on a lot of maps, not on Sultry. It's very easy to get to the point and not be pre-fired or pre-damaged. If so, actually the scouts don't feel that sort of commanding compared to, like, say, like a Process or a Granary.
But we've got Uber coming out on this right-hand side, and they have instantly lost 2 players. And now with Hubert having Froyo's Uber, it's a little bit of a squandered opportunity right now.
They've got Shamu posturing for a back cap, though. He has to make the 1v1 fight against Habib. He wins that, and now he has to make the 1v1 fight against Laz. And instead takes the elongated fight to hopefully get on top of Hubert. Hubert uses the Uber pretty early for some reason, and now they're trying to salvage out second instead. They get the kill onto Dingo. I don't know why the scout's trying to challenge everybody. I guess it's because his soldiers are in and they're just bleeding more players than if they cut off their losses. No heal target for Dank. At least not one that's going to zoom him out. And yeah, he goes down. And somebody kind of should have seen it written in the stars earlier there.
As soon as you're going for that back cap, you know that scout is just going to die. And you get the Uber force out of it. That's brilliant. That's all you need to do. Just press S. You've got everything. You can just walk back into second for free. But no, they try and stick it out. They try and make a pretty decent situation. They try and fight it, which is a terrible idea.
Ooh, that was close for comfort. As get greedy with it and it pays off. We're going to have an Uber advantage ready to push last, and I think they're going to be down 1 scout over on GlobalClan, but they're already posturing in a place to maybe push out ahead of time, ready for the dot push over on froyotech. They're pushing kind of for free. They will be forced out earlier, but that's just kind of proactiveness from Hubert, and they take off the Uber for Banny to kind of push people onto the point. Heavy weapons guy comes out now. Paddy boyfriend bombs with Laz, but they're both very low going into it, and because those soldiers are low, they don't really they're not really tanky enough to take out this heavy weapons guy. And yeah, I think that just came down to a bit of rush of using of Uber there. And maybe if they just did a regular traditional sort of thing where everybody gets a buff, everyone would have benefited a lot more on froyotech during that last push.
It's very easy to see the mistakes of GlobalClan and them just unwinding and then just try and get that easy third on the board, but that's going to be a little bit to the demise of froyotech, and now they're looking at full disad again. And GlobalClan, they've not been having the best of luck, but with a nice hold of last, you would assume that this could be a start.
Is it an NA style kind of Uber? They've used the Uber actually defensively to deal with LAN, so that's 1 pick. It's not the end of the world here, but the temptation is there for GlobalClan to keep going with this and try and see if they can force out another pick onto another player class there. They were really proactive on GlobalClan, but I think they're actually kind of playing things a lot cooler and calmer now.
Giving the Uber advantage over to froyotech, they do gain control of the midpoint.
That's a very early pop. They want to get aggressive. They can't find anybody though. A clean get out from GlobalClan. It looks like the NA Uber does not work out for froyotech, and now it's going to seesaw the other way. Now it's up to GlobalClan to use their Uber advantage.
Yeah, we're getting the old situation where you trade Uber for point for Uber, and right now it's GlobalClan's turn. Can they get something more substantial?
They pop in early. They're going to throw Laz in behind. He's going to fight Taz, and it seems the better Az has not been decided as both dies. And Habib was actually going for the back cap play. But again, look at the cover that the scout has. He can block this point whenever he likes, and thus Habib's back cap feels useless. He doesn't even need to win the fight. He just needs to block it in the vital seconds. It's not even an advantage when it comes to back capping time. It feels like pretty similar to like a gully wash, but now they did expend an Uber, however, and they've got their own Uber, but they're at last, and they might actually cap out at this point. Nice timing to push out with the Uber and block the second point. Stops the major negatives of using this Uber for the push out on last. They will secure second, but now it's a bit sheepish because a lot of the work has been done for GlobalClan when it comes to capping it, but GlobalClan need to get their players back, so they might decide to give up that. They use the Uber instead. They will play with one less player. Laz goes behind. That's going to be another less player, but Habib goes down as well. They want to fight this. They think they've got a better numbers over on froyotech as well. Laz comes back into the fight, a bonus kill, but again, this is the GlobalClan style where everybody seems to hit 25% lower HP and they just turn into gods. They turn into fucking Goku and just Super Saiyan out and plot llama their way through the game. Habib comes back in, but he's going to get punished for going for the back cat for the 4th time, and it's going to be a round on the board for GlobalClan.
Finally get one, 2-1. This map has been so in favor of froyotech, but the scoreline, it's so close going down. 7 minutes left. This could be tied 2-2 very soon, especially if GlobalClan keep on playing the way they have recently.
I got to give credit to GlobalClan. Usually they play a lot of like chaotic TF2, but I just feel like they've taken a different gear there, and it's actually working. I like it, GlobalClan.
Right, again, let's see. Soldier jumping in, tries to get all the way behind.
Oh, they get the last kill pretty early. And they're going to get on top of Paddy as well. That's 2 soldiers unaccounted for. They have to back out over on froyotech. The only saving grace is that there was no pressure on Hubert because, again, they've had a change of style here for this Sultry map over on GlobalClan. Whatever they talked about in this pause is doing a lot of work here. This is probably the most impactful pause I've seen at a LAN.
Oh, it was so close to getting Shamu, but
Banny is in! I don't know why he's in, but he's used in, and they want to use the Uber. They want to use the Uber again over on froyotech because they haven't quite capped the 2nd point as well, but they just take the Scout Taxi out. But they do get a couple of kills. They can maybe still keep going with this. The forward respawn should be kicking in a little bit, though, so they could overextend here over on froyotech. But it takes a brave decision for GlobalClan to come back in at this point. They're actually going to go for the spy play. This is very G6-like. And they're not going for the spy play. This is very not J6-like.
That play, I think it was Logan, you had 2 players jumping in on him. If you lose your demo in that situation, defending last, you're probably not going to lose a round because you've still got Uber and they don't. But that could be a massive detriment. But no, hypes reign true, the backup is there, and 2 players destroyed in choke. And that forces froyotech forward. They retake some ground. Slow down now. We've got to the stalemate mid, but I think momentum shifting a little bit on the froyotech side right now. Can they make a play here? They've managed to battle the crazy in quite a lot of this map, and they do it again.
Have you noticed the transformation that's been had here, Animation? We've gotten to a very serious point of TF2 where there's only really like 1 around 2 difference between elimination and things are calming down. It's getting to simple TF2. The caveman has been put away. No more monkey and banana anymore. It's now that kind of very cold, you know, calm and kind of like scared TF2 that teams like to default to when things get really tough. Laz jumping around the corner, meeting an unaware Taz, and will get the pick off and get out as well. This allows a lot of space, but they actually double down over on GlobalClan. They actually take the round, the ring around the roses. They're trying to find each other's players, but they actually sit a bit prettier because they brought 2 scouts to their Uber compared to GlobalClan's, but they will manage to get Dank out. They throw in Taz though. I don't know why Taz did that. Thank goodness that Dank is here to get the kill onto Banny to make something out of that jump.
GlobalClan getting forced in such a bad situation. The positioning they're in, they found themselves between the Uber of froyotech and their team.
Calm down, GlobalClan. Why are we 5 people walking into one door there? Laz is thanking for the damage numbers. And we've got 3 minutes left or so on the clock here, Animation. Do you feel the choke? Does there a bit of like choke and squeeze on a freedom config?
Yeah, I think there's definitely room to be absolutely terrified here. And I think GlobalClan, they've been in this situation.
Oh my god, they're using the Uber.
They're going for it again.
Oh my
this
god,
time it has
holy
absolutely worked.
Jesus, what kind of person pushes that? I would kill for the Banny audio there.
I think it's a brave person that goes for that play. And it's an even braver person that does that kind of thing on the elimination match at a LAN when you've already failed that
Laz,
before.
has got a way to get in behind. For the love of God, do not go for the back cap. You are a person.
I don't think it's going to work out too well. They've got so many people.
It's literally the worst kind of flavour of back. They could try and get somebody to block the point. Paddy wants to instead join in behind. Why? Okay, well now one scout just keeps like them checked, but they have to spend the health to get back. Paddy was lucky to get out there, but now they have a opportunity to keep pushing with a numbers advantage, but they're going to play it safe because again, this is critical TF2, this is scared TF2, so we're going to reset here over on GlobalClan. I don't know what possessed people over on the soldiers of froyotech. We need to get out of them right now.
It's that thing, it's that simple, that scared TF2, but then somebody introduces the banana. Big bomb coming in, they're gonna take it, and froyotech find themselves uberless right now.
Oh no. Okay, Taz,
in the chat.
I think he's gonna go for the kill, but Taz is going behind. The run checked on him. I think Banny is aware that there's got to be somebody hiding somewhere. I don't think, maybe they're not aware actually. So
this could be big. They have uber disadvantage.
It's
They're
very
going
big
to
because
press S.
that's the way he gets out as well. They just need to use the Uber and get aggressive. They're going to back out. Taz is going to have the happiest time of his life. 1 kill, 2 kill, and his own kill. Froyo Banny's been cut off as well. Now they have to go into scrappy mode over on froyotech.
There's a scout on the medic.
It's time to get clutch. They're going to get the medic kill. They're actually getting a lot of kills on froyotech. They're making it. They're doing it. The play, the turnaround, the kill, the slice onto Quacks. Oh my God, if I'm Taz, I'm furious.
What has happened? He gets a medic. He gets
a
soldier.
soldier and a bit of damage to boot.
I think that scout coming in on froyotech onto Dank. Dank gets out the solemn bow. He's swinging it around. The rest of the team, they're trying to protect him from the threats, but the threats are wolves, and he's just
40.
They're all terrified.
Anti, it's 40 seconds left, and it's a very calm state of the game. froyotech should know this, and they need to learn from the lessons of G6 and the previous LAN to not win the round in less than 20 seconds. They're pushing in. They fuck off the Uber a little bit, but it's fine. Logan, we'll pretend we didn't see that. It cleans up the sentry gun. Job done. Banny taking point. Immediately gets skill checked. They're jumping about. They can't find any of these players and lock up the damage on the same targets, and then to go into beef a little bit. They've got 100% Uber advantage on Dank. They're pushing out now. They need to do a quick head count and start pushing. For the love of God, don't push the shutter door though. They're not very good. And yeah, they're going to secure the second point. They could still keep going with this. They shouldn't be scared.
Yeah, this is definitely the time to press W. You've got infinite time in the world, but you've got the advantage now. Might as well use it. I think one player just needs a little bit of a buff.
He checks the choke. Quack says it's all clear. Laz jumps in just as they get the all clear. A nice sort of clean up to keep Laz from just making weird plays behind. They've got one more extra player in comparison. It's kind of sheepish. They're actually going to go back in with the Uber, but they get the forward cap first. Quacks can call this like a pseudo force here for going down. Taz wants to get aggressive against Logan. I'm not too sure about that, my guy, but he manages to draw and overbait poor Banny, and this is again the GlobalClanning them. They're just overextending just enough for them to be so tasty that Froyo can't resist the pick. Okay, they're going back in. We have a heal advantage and player advantage. They will have Uber advantage as well. They can just play it scared here and just get the Uber advantage and push in. But this is not the strength usually of GlobalClan. But who knows? This might work out here. Sultry is a weird map to hold last on. And he's going to set up a sneaky sentry gun to just see if he can get the cheekiest kills known to cheek.
Right now, big advantage. They're going to take it 90% on
the sentry gun isn't cleared up yet.
Gonna stand on the point, but they're still on
the sentry
Uber.
gun is gonna get a kill. A sneaky kill actually works out. Dingo, sneaky jump coming out from Dingo. They're chasing for the guy, but there's nobody to support the act as he will go down. And I mean, this is not the pieces that the rest of Froyo want on a push out. They're going to get their soldiers back, but they come back to the fight really quickly. My god, whoever that scout is, a manly scout. He's skill checking them. Banny had to have a buff and 2 players to keep himself alive there. They will get the second point. Again, scared TF2. If this was regular GlobalClan, they would have jumped in the soldiers. But, well, it's even Ubers now. And the game keeps on giving. The round keeps on going. I hope you've got a pot of coffee on here, Auntie. We're gonna be here all night.
Oh, I'm enjoying it so far. It's a pure tug of war map. One team takes a little bit and the other just pulls back and tries to take the whole thing. Right now, so on the sniper, can he get Hubert? Can he open the stalemate? Can he put GlobalClan back into realms of winning this map? They need to get round and they need to get another one in order to stay.
They got the sniper on choke. I'm not sure. It's going to be awkward for froyotech because now they obviously can't stand whatever they want, but they should feel pretty safe in a place they can where they're standing majority wise. So could be better, could be worse.
Now, Saw staring down the enemy team. The enemy team.
Look at these pipes trying to catch him. Like shoot, go on, get away. It's like a spider on the far height of the ceiling. You can see him. He's a pest, but you just can't. There we go. We managed to swat him a little bit. Just shrugs off a lock him though. Nobody cares. Just letting him snipe. The line is getting tighter and tighter because now they push over from the other side over on GlobalClan, and they're finding it a bit too spicy. But I'm liking this duo line of pressure. But I think the longer they feel like they're staying, the more it just feels uneven and unright. So they will just back out after what feels just like too scary of a situation. Again, scared TF2.
You don't expect GlobalClan to really back off.
Look at the place that Hubert's in. That one soldier jump and he's done. He's done.
Who will be the soldier to make that
no,
play?
They've realised now. They realise they can't put Hubert the fish there. He's too bad.
Oh god. So managing to keep to his name and flying through the air, escaping the bombing soldiers, will just survive. But right now, got a sniper that can't shoot through metal. He feels a little bit useless right now. The medic knows if you stand the other side of the bench, you don't die.
Teams feel like they're on edge here. I think both teams are very, very worried about the outcome of their plays. They throw in Taz, nice bomb, and a nice force. Well done. The soldier play works out, as now they've got a sniper to sit back on and rest on their laurels a bit. And they hopefully the sniper kind of snaps them out of that sort of bad habit of them meeting the Uber early on. But now here comes the bit more punishment of the snipers. Now you have to push out with the sniper and you have the aggressive Uber.
Trying to make this play froyotech.
No, that's 2 kills. That's pretty good. Okay, it's Laz gets out somehow. That's gonna hurt the soul. And then Banny goes down. Okay. The Quacks is going in. That's not good. This is back in... Okay, well, this is really weird. And Taz now going in as well. What? Okay, so but they're giving up ground, getting a bit worried here. A lot of damage. Taz following up with more, keeping himself alive a little bit longer. It's still too scary for GlobalClan. They're going to play back a bit more. And Laz, he's getting proactive. They've got the Uber charge, so they want to make this push out, especially with the 2 kills down here.
I really felt that like GlobalClan were just kind of throwing sacrifices into the blender. Just one player
They've used
goes,
the Uber, that
another
didn't go down. They're backing out very, very early with Dank, and Saw is still sniper, need I remind you, during all of this, and he's not finding any of the hero picks on Hubert this time. They really could have done with that. And Banny trying to see if they can pressure out, but he might have done that overextension once again, and he will go down. They use the Uber just to kind of keep their sort of hopes and say, for the love of God, Habib, if you go for that back cap again, I am coming to that LAN and I'm unplugging your TF2.
It's only against the demo man this time.
Oh my God, he's going to do it again. You Oh, okay. I'm just going to move on. So they get the mid capture. Habib might as well be dead. They were going to probably ignore him, but they leave Taz behind. They're pushing in to second. The sticky trap play gets cleaned up by Dingo and the quickie launcher. They've still got this sniper, so it's a bit weaker, and they get the kill onto... And Quacks actually goes in and gets the kill onto Huber. That's massive. That's Giga. And now it's got to be kind of awkward for froyotech. You've got nobody set up ready to get the kill onto Dank. They have the opportunities. Keep in mind, this is just for one round for the survival of GlobalClan. They have to do this all over again. So we've got 100% Uber. They've got 2 respawners. Saw can switch out from sniper, so they're going to rock with full cookie cutter going in. It needs to be coordinated. It needs to be all buffed, but this is not the strong suit of GlobalClan.
They have the advantage. They have to make the play. They failed this so many times before this to keep them in the competition.
Okay,
they
so
go in.
Use the jump. They get the clean up on the sentry gun. Dingo almost blows himself up. They are looking very strong, ready, coming out after that sentry gun. They need to get the easy kills. That's Laz and the soldier Paddy. Paddy weakens himself. His temptation is to kind of overextend into the budding arms of this heavy weapons guy. It's very hard. I'm not going to lie, for GlobalClan in those sort of places and situations. Either you need to get right on top of that combo and make the switch immediately.
Scout going for the back cap.
Or you play a bit slower. Alright, Banny actually outskills Quacks there and gets the kill onto him. So they're going to get the second point. That's 2 kills down, and froyotech can get greedy with this as well. It puts a lot of pressure on Taz, and he's revealed his position by spamming out here. Doesn't really equate to anything. They just play backed out. They could have maybe gone for a bit more of a flank on Laz, but hey ho, safe TF2 I suppose, and 100% Uber charged nets them a midpoint.
Right now, froyotech in this driving seat. Ubers have equalized, but they've stood up to everything GlobalClan can throw at them, and they've stood up.
That's
victorious.
2 players going in for a behind play. This is why you don't really see aggressive TF2 happen too often in these sort of doors. Gets 1 kill down. Habib survives though. Takes the 1v1 fight. Seeing go for the outskill play. The projectile man wins against the scout man. And he actually wins against the soldier as well. Massive Habib. Can it undo 4 golden full back caps though? I'm not so sure. GlobalClan have to back out from second. They're keeping Dank alive, but they have to be aware where Habib is going. Habib not in a place to really play off onto a kill onto Dank. Now we need to get some off classes. GlobalClan again do this mistake where they just don't really get the off classes quick enough. The scouts are just floating. They're really worried about something's going to happen here. Here we go. Engineer rocking up. Maybe a little bit late now because they should be in a position over on the rest of froyotech to spam it out.
Right now, GlobalClan forced all the way back to their last. Still electing, apart from Saw, to be on some slightly cookie cutter loadout. They've got the sentry up, which is a pretty good stat. Now, what can froyotech do to push this last? Most of the situations on this map, most of the last pushes froyotech have had to do have been against a weakened, an unubered, low player version of GlobalClan. This time, to get something like that, they need to do something. They need to make a play onto Dank. Dank has been doing a pretty good job this series of not dying, not getting killed by these plays, so we're gonna have to see something special from froyotech again. They've got the players to do something like that.
Animation, what do you think of this? There's these 2 soldiers kind of ping-ponging up at the top area and spamming the sentry from afar with their kind of wall jumping, playing like a map, kind of like a jump map, but doesn't quite work out.
So not quite working. It was actually a pretty effective distraction. I think everyone in the server just kind of looked at the shiny soldiers flying high in the air, and froyotech tried to get something while that was happening, but not too effective. But it's not been too bad. froyotech still maintaining control of this lobby area, keeping the pressure onto GlobalClan. GlobalClan not really able to get anything. they do start to rebuild the sentry, and maybe we can see some more flying soldiers.
Auntie, what's your favourite kind of busting method? If you're here, Coach Froyo, what are you telling the boys to kind of try out here to break this last?
Oh,
Jumping in. Doesn't work out.
Not quite that. They do get a pick though.
Yeah, they're actually strong-arming this. They're actually managing to get in, and they force out Quacks to go back to the respawn queue. An Uber exchange has been happening, a solo YOLO onto Shamu, and they do clean up that sentry gun, so they can't really rest on that to do a lot of work, and Quacks not finding as much. Oh, nice damaging rocket onto Banny, however. Bite my tongue. Yeah.
This soldier just causing absolute pandemonium with the combo, just stopping any of this aggression for froyotech while they take away the flank players, and that's going to be pretty good for GlobalClan. They take their second, they can maybe look to walk into mid. Slight Uber advantage, but Quack's a fairly recent spawner, so they're gonna wait for him, wait for this Uber, and whole tug of war can start again, I guess.
Welcome to the casino here, Auntie. Don't look at the clock. No. There is no clock here. It's fine. Sit down. Enjoy a game or two. You know, it's okay. Forget about all those responsibilities, those life, those rough sleeps that you're going to have later. Just stay in the casino of TF2 where the clock keeps on ticking.
I don't know about you, Turbo, but I know that if this was EU format, we would have had a golden cat, we would have had a golden mid fight. Or actually, we would just have Froyo run the timer down and just be victorious. And, you know, this sort of time in the morning. Are you enjoying this? Are you enjoying the new config, or are you thinking about the nice warm bed?
Well, stop it. Don't tease me like that. Well, Habib goes down, and they throw in Laz behind, but they can just ignore him. Now that they know that they just need to damage him enough, and my god, the amount of ground I think they've lost from having a soldier go behind. They're losing their head a bit because they're losing their players during the Uber exchange. Laz, he's come back in and he's actually managed to kill that person that's behind, and he gets a nice collapse, but he gets turned around and instantly shot down. Nice crossbows from Dank from keeping everybody alive, though. This could have been a lot worse of a situation.
Yeah, definitely. GlobalClan just took so much damage in that Uber trade, and froyotech still walking forward. Paddy took down very quickly, but they're going to trade onto Dingo.
The scout chariot though has arrived.
It's coming back to press W. They can look to go for it.
Although they got GlobalClan, they just taste it on the tip of their tongue and they want the dank kill, but they stay too long and they get punished for it. I don't know what it is. I think they literally... It's not even seeing red. It's like seeing giant pieces of food, like Tom and Jerry style, and you just can't resist. You have to keep going in and seeing if you can get a bite.
It must be like being a fish and the bait is thrown in. You look for a tasty snack, and then yoink, there goes the hook again, and you're someone's dinner.
Yeah, and you think you'd learn after like the 17th time, but it just keeps happening.
The bait is just so tasty, but the hook is... I would say the hook is deadly, but this is GlobalClan, and like the hook breaks half the time, let's be honest.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. Taz jumping in. Oh, sets up for the shot of the Hubert, and it's too hot for him to handle. We'll pop the Uber, and Dank, he sat back, he's looking at Froyo, and he's laughing.
There we go, bait has been set. froyotech, they've took a full bite of it, and they're starting to get pulled up. Uber comes out, will the hook stay? Will GlobalClan take home this fish, or will it
they should be aware. They should be aware of Laz behind. Oh, okay, they are aware. They've got the cleanup on him. Okay, just making sure we're crossing our T's and dotting our I's, auntie.
Well, we've got all 4 points. Can we get a fifth? Can GlobalClan take this last?
My god, what a juggernaut of a round. They just, what's worse is like they still need to keep climbing the mountain. It's like those climbing games that just keep going on and forever and ever. It feels like the end, but it ain't the end.
And if they win this round, if they convert this after this whole time, we have another round. we have all of this again. And it could be longer. We could be sitting here in 2 hours' time thinking, remember when we were worrying about this round? But no. We've got people walking into sentries.
See, this is why I had to marry someone from TF2 here, Animation, because do you think a regular wife would put up with this? Me staying up until the crack of dawn talking about NATF2, screaming at the top of my lungs. But froyotech could have ruined my marriage by now. Potentially. I mean, it's still possible, actually. Actually, I'm a little bit worried. Please, froyotech.
I wonder how many people can say that sentence.
Headlining news, froyotech kill marriage.
Saw's trying to prevent this. Saw's trying to save marriages. He's here on the sniper. He's seeing some soldiers, but he can't really find the form, find the body to be
Habib's going to have the first shot on him and doesn't really get him, however. I'm not sure if he's even aware that Habib is rocking the sniper.
I think he's doing a little dance now. He's trying to bait out. He's a bird showing his plumage.
Oh my God! You know what? The bird worked. The man is got a clay pigeon just out pretty good now.
As going for a jump onto the medic. This is the first rocket. Misses the second. Hits the third, but it's not quite enough. Lovely movement there from Schubert, taking us a longer time in this game.
Yeah, they have the Uber, but 2 picks does not seem spicy enough for froyotech to push out, and I'm maybe inclined to agree with them. They've got 1 minute left until the clock will reset and we go to another mid. So what you got this time in the tank, GlobalClan?
This real, yes it is. We go to the spy again. It's been oh so effective.
Check his watch. Check his watch. What the? That's a knife I'm not used to seeing, but maybe he'll get 2 stabs. So we got the cloak and dagger, check, and now we have to play a bit of security camera. I think Banny is aware though, he's shooting random corners of the map, but if we hide in the bush, we should be fine.
But looking around, doing as erratic movement as he can, but wow. Going on, soldier jumping in, can't
so he's uncloaked. I don't think though. Oh no, Logan spotted him. He confirms there is a spy. So this is going to be awkward now. I think you're going to have to take out a little less knife and a little bit more gun over on Saw.
30 seconds left in this round as well.
They are very aware of spies that could happen at this point. Maybe they should just go for a different class. They pop off the Uber, they take out the sentry. Saw is getting a beautiful view of it.
You know what? It's fine. We can save the spy for the next round.
Okay, he's uncloaked. He's going for the Logan. He turns around and he won't get the stab that would end the game. Or at least I think that's what he was hoping for. Alright, another mid?
Another mid. I don't know. Are you wanting to be froyotech in that situation where you're like, yeah, we did get out on that last, but no one could really get near it? Or are you?
I think you're always happy to leave your last and go for another mid. Because the worst that comes to worst is usually you just get back to your last again. So, let's see. GlobalClan have kind of tidied up their mids in the later portion of our game. By later portion, I mean day 25. And they throw in 2 soldiers. They want to get proactive here and go, oh my, they get Hubert the Fish. They're both teams playing so defensive and they want to punish things here. Nice sort of jump out from Dingo. He even gets a nice little pipe onto Evil Paddy. But when the dust settles, one's got a scout, 2 scouts, and one's only got 1 scout. I know who my money's on.
So running back, grabbing the health back, but right now first.
Oh my God, Banny is. Why did we count Banny as 1 scout? He is like he is not 1 scout. He just made into no scout. He died pretty quickly, and poor Habib had to kind of fight a little bit on his own there.
Yeah, so definitely making one of the big plays that might affect this game. That might be something that Butterfly effect goes on to change the course of this game and turns it into a fun win. But while that's happening, Taz blesses the fountain, blesses the respawn queue with his presence, and that's going to slow down GlobalClan a little bit now.
I'm going to check in with all the gamers out there, maybe yourself as well, Auntie, obviously, with kind little spectators, but we're technically gaming here. Are you cramping up? Has this game gone so long that my claw hand is starting to hurt, or, you know, is it just the old people?
Well, I think the idea of bed is, it's a fun fantasy for me. I don't know what it's like in America, how late it is, but...
I think the fantasy of food,
restroom. Yeah, I don't know how much you'd fantasize about a restroom, considering what the conditions of those are like at LAN, but... Right now, froyotech fantasizing over death, getting 2 really nice big picks onto GlobalClan, and surely they can start walking forward now.
Oh wow, look at the meeting of them straight at the choke, and they'll exchange Ubers. Banny holding down, they will kind of collapse in at the same time now. Saul kind of dealing with Laz on his lonesome, will get punished by Banny, and Quacks is not for this world either, will go down, and they're just not very good at playing these post-fights, it seems, for GlobalClan.
Yeah, Dank just getting completely trapped in no man's land. Logan blocking off his forward and his backwards, just sending Dank into his grave. And this is a decisive fight for froyotech. Surely they get themselves into the driving seat now. They have big advantage. Dank up on this crit screen. And it's froyotech's turn to start threatening a last.
Oh no, we've entered a haze, a complete sort of confusion over on GlobalClan, and we're using crits Kriegs. We're starting to get like a bit crazy here over in the server. I don't like this gun. I feel like it's the anti-clutch gun, and well, let's see if it will hurt them or kind of hinder towards something greater.
froyotech Uber coming out. Logan a little bit left in the sky, but gun has gone down. Quacks going down to the soldiers, try and collapse.
The
critical
beams suddenly come out, but they just get out, dodging, hiding away. Hubert on minuscule health. It's turning the Call of Duty. It's veteran mode, and you don't want to get shot by a single bullet.
Heavy on point rescue. It could have been so much better for GlobalClan. They could have had full Uber advantage there. A medic going down, but Hubert, he survives. He keeps himself alive, and now he's going to have Uber ad.
And they've switched off to Medigun, so that's nice. So hopefully now they might even feel a bit too confident over on froyotech. I mean, there would have to be a wild assumption that they'll think that they'll keep crits throughout all of this. Dear Lord, in our mighty heaven, in the year of 2025, I see Habib on Spy.
This is an interesting one. If you told 2020 me that we're going to see Habib Spy at LAN, I would
Oh my god, he blocked Quacks, and Quacks immediately found him. A spy he not be.
You know what? 2020 me would have gone. Yeah, that's what I would have expected Habib to do on Spy. So, Evers again.
Does he sideshow it up though? No, he's actually going to do the Tour de class, and he's going to switch now to the sniper class.
But we're going to get the standard situation. I wonder if we're going to see Shamu rocking the sniper himself. You know what we haven't seen? We haven't seen any heavy on from the attacking side.
Oh, you're right. We haven't
Walking
seen
in
from the
with
attacking
the
side.
booters.
I was about to say and calling to question your attention span. Then I was like, we have seen plenty of heavy.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see something like that. I'm not like expecting the Americans to learn of Foundry or whatever it's called these days, but I feel like heavy maybe something a map like this where you've got either like the top right or got some high ground that you can stand on.
Shamrock gets picked, but he does reveal himself on this class. Banny wants to take the Uber. It's going to be a bit weird for Dank. Actually pops the Uber because it feels polite, and well, they force the Uber out and the sentry gun in theory, but they've lost all position. And Banny, he re-enters the fight on the high ground, humouring the idea of picking off Taz. Taz will just get a crossbow and keep himself alive, and the heavy weapons guy is going to heavy weapons as he takes out an overextended Laz. Oh, nice bomb from Taz to get the kill onto Hubert, and they all come crashing in. Habib feels the bane of a sniper, and that is like, heavy is actually surprisingly hard to hit, it seems, in crunch situations.
Yeah, heavy doing the little bobbing and the ducking.
Just the two directions that man can go in, and somehow he's the most dodgeable thing on the planet.
I think those two really nice bombs. Obviously, that was the bomb on that left side by, I believe it was Taz. But there was also a really nice play by Quacks at the start of that, where he just airshots one soldier and kills the other very quickly.
That's pretty funny.
Really helped.
I was about to say, I'm just going to cut you off just for a moment, just because froyotech did line up for a cute play where if they go in the last possible second, they might just get the surprise on them and get a cap going. I'm not sure where the rulebook stands about, you know, overtime. Maybe it does go into overtime if they get people on the point. Maybe it doesn't, but maybe we'll see again in our, what could only be the 17th middle, it feels like, amount of time of TF2 in this continued round.
Yeah, let's see if either team gonna switch anything up. Last mid, very successful for GlobalClan. They're going to send two soldiers, try and get two behind.
The wall of scout prevails. They're realizing though, they're starting to maybe attack Dank less and start to attack just all these players in front of them. They get Hubert the fish. That's not a shock anymore. This is just regular TF2. Dank is completely alone though. I don't know why he was hovering there on his own. If Dingo is holding from the lobby area, what is a medic gonna do? Shoot laser beams from his eyes? There's nothing he can do on his own.
Might be the costly mistake that leads to them losing this. Dank a couple of times has been caught in complete no man's land, and GlobalClan have been punished for it.
On the bright side though, congratulations to Dank for hitting 200 score in a game of Team Fortress 2. Truly a medic of our time.
Truly, like, that must be so good. I don't know if he's got any strangers or anything counting those, but those have gone up so much this game. Surely that's got to be the real winner here.
Oh, are we pushing in without the Uber advantage? My god, bro, yeah. As two soldiers enter at the fold, they're going to shoot a lot of rockets at the ground, not hitting anything, sadly. And they get the sentry gun kill over on froyotech.
Yeah, it has scared froyotech off a little bit. They've backed up. They've used Uber actually, but this is even Ubers, and I'm not sure if Froyo knew that. But they are going to...
Hubert the fish is cut out. He is not for this world. And now froyotech are going to be mad. They're going to be pissed. And they're going to be angry. And maybe even dying. As they... Oh, nice set of rockets coming out. But Logan is setting up traps on the point. But there's too many hit scan weapons and they will clean them up quick enough. Very nice from GlobalClan to keep the composure there.
It's an interesting strategy, the sack your medic for the rest of the team just to make you angry and try your best to use that anger to win the round. Don't know if I've seen the power of anger win games yet, but we have a soldier on the back, straight onto it. Can he get the big air shot? No, but the creator will do.
Oh dear. Oh dearie, dearie, dearie. I mean, can you even call it a lesson at this point? They know the style that GlobalClan plays. It's looking more like a script every minute that passes. But it's fine. The next minute means that GlobalClan are going to fluff their 100% Uber advantage, and it's going to go back the other way, right? Right?
I fear you've been reading the script here. I don't want to believe it. I want to believe in a world where they survive with these double soldiers coming in straight onto Dingo. But they survive so far.
Yeah, they keep Dank alive, but that's costly. That's two players down. They actually use the Uber now, and they're trying to get Huber the fish out. If they kill Banny, then they have a cause here to keep chasing, because where is the scout? Oh wait, Habib is collect back up to him. So they're not going to keep pushing here. In theory they should, because they've got the numbers advantage, but it's again scared TF2. Very hot, very heavy portion of our game where it just keeps on going. They're probably very tired as well, let's not forget.
I think they had 2 players that were still fresh spawners, still quite far away because they hadn't capped mid yet. So that was one of the big problems. Soldier jumping.
Yeah, they forced the
Uber.
Uber. And they've managed to get out. Shamu will go down to the sheer force of this. Oh, nice sort of rockets coming out from Quacks. And he gets out. No punish. Paddy, humouring the idea of going into lobby. A little wise, however. Keep in mind, Saw is still being a pain all the way behind, and he's not quitting anytime soon.
And because they've still kept hold of this midpoint, they just get the fresher spawners. And froyotech have to just press S, have to back up, down. And GlobalClan use this Uber advantage, this fleeting Uber advantage. Can they get something? It looks like froyotech holding quite passive, trying to counteract this soldier that's jumping around.
Yeah, a lot of space.
Oh, Dank's gone down.
Oh my god, Dank has gone
drops
down. It seems, despite all the team members of GlobalClan seem to stand still as well. Maybe a moment of silence for the compadre. They're trying to get on top of Huber the Fish. They will force out the Uber, but this is still a good timeline here for froyotech. Back the other way, here we go. We've got Dank. Oh wait, no, he's the medic. He's not going to be off-classing.
Dank Pyro.
Just keeping the forward clear of stickies, I suppose. And they're going to leave Taz hiding in the forward. And he needs to not make a sound, not a peep, not a step, no nothing. Because the audio capabilities could reveal his position. They have a slight advantage over on froyotech, and the only thing they have to kind of keep them on their toes here is Taz in this forward.
Needs to get something big here, otherwise
he is switched. He's rotated out.
Oh.
Never
Then
mind.
froyotech have a massive advantage right now. GlobalClan have to keep up. They need to get this Uber right
Uber
now. 90%.
Used early. A lot of cap time. Really quickly get points, fingers, pinky toes onto the point, and everyone collapsing.
It's a full wipe. Everyone is
It's
dead.
a clean wipe.
They didn't even need to use Uber. It was so effective by
But
them.
you know it, I know it, everyone knows it, Twitch chat knows it. I think even my mother knows it. They are going to fluff this somehow, in some way, over on GlobalClan.
You have to have faith in this. Like, I'm ready to sleep, but there is hope one day that GlobalClan won't fluff it. There is belief. It is written in scriptures. It's written on wet paper. The ink keeps running.
Okay, so Shamu checking the choke, see if it's as free as it looks, and it is. They've got the Habib from the forward. Nice try. And that's actually a free bonus kill, you know, so they could probably go into this last. They leave one scout to cap out, and they enter this last point. No sentry gun to deal with, no nothing. Taz might go down here, but will keep himself alive. They're not latching onto any top. Lost so much cap time though, and they don't really use the Uber. They gave too much respect and too much time. Taz going back in. Bold play. Will trade. And yeah, I think they just lost track of like Ubers there. Maybe they thought it was even when
They get the pick. They get the force out here. Quacks gets it, and Dank gets out, which is a very good consolidation prize.
I'm really sad that they didn't actually commit in with the Uber on the second point. It would have really hurt, but they can maybe cut them off at the lobby. So they rotate round. Laz jumps in. They force out Uber. Kind of an early pop, but we're playing a bit of scared flavor TF2. Paddy in an awful position though. Actually, Wyatt weasels his way out, and actually they capitalize on the fact that they overextend for Paddy. This is the nice sort of timeline for them. Bit lucky maybe, because if that scout got behind, like, it could have caused a bit of pain and bluster. But Habib, he's learned his lesson. We've got to have growth in the server. He didn't do any sort of wig back. Oh wait, it's because he can't. Never mind.
Gets out, joins his team, and froyotech looking at the dominating position again. They're walking this, they're taking it with their Uber advantage. Can they catch out?
Oh, if they were really cool and sly, they would have gone into lobby and started using the Uber there. Because I think there was a point where they spotted Dingo on the far flank and they can meet them in the lobby part and cut them off with the Uber before they get to last. But c'est la vie, as we've got Laz in an awkward place behind, kind of throwing his life away to say you have an Uber charge. And okay, we enter a couple of people into lobby, but it's not so bad. They threw just as many other players away. Quacks trying to just keep the pressure up at Choke. Banny managing to get in. He's making them miss a lot over on Banny. Paddy comes in, doesn't find the frags though. Again, it's too tasty, and they'll get GlobalClan. Dingo going to flank, not working out, backing off onto last. What is there left to be said, Auntie? Are we running out of words? Are we okay? Are we falling asleep at the wheel, sir?
Yeah, we've been in this situation before. It's a pretty heavy repeat. We're just watching the soldiers do their little timed ballet going around the corner, but someone's on cap. So much time took out, and they actually get Haz at the same time.
They force out the Uber. That's 3 players down though. And it could be a scary situation because look at where Hubert is. He is so safe, in theory. And it's not... Oh my god, is that really a pause?
That is a tactical pause. Someone does not want us to go to sleep.
There are still games. There's still game left to have a tac pause. I assume there's a delay on the server. So...
Yeah.
It means that the game will not finish in 90 seconds time. Who do you think... Oh, wait. Okay. Who needs attack pause at this point? Who needs to... Do you think it could be GlobalClan, where they win another last point and they're like, hey, we've fluffed about 17 push-outs. Maybe we should, like, turn it into a turn-based game for a minute? Or will it be froyotech, where they've just lost a round and they need to have attack pause to then figure out how not to throw?
I can tell you who this pause is done by.
Ooh.
Done by Dingo. Could this be froyotech losing a round? Or could this be GlobalClan just being like, we have no idea what's going on?
I think they've defended last, and they are now turning it into turn-based TF2 and just like moving their pieces one by one. They're like, you go here, you do this, stop doing that, let's figure this out. But at the same time as well, Froyo are also taking their turn. And who do you think you're a bit more scared of, the brain of GlobalClan or the brain of froyotech?
Oh, I can actually tell you now.
Oh, it's a technical pause.
Yes.
Because they just unpause to let somebody in. Oh no. That's really sad if it's for GlobalClan then, because they've been struggling with 6 people. I do hope it's not Dank. Is Gungan stamping more PCs?
Maybe. I mean, I think most of the games have ended right now. I don't know what other games are being played tonight in this game.
I swear to God, if I have to do another sideshow situation, like, ladies and gentlemen, we've never had this happen before, I'm going to lose it.
It's one of those, right, where, in my opinion, there's so much you can gain with this infinite overtime format. And I think going into Fireside LAN, I think I was a big hater of it, because, like, logistically it sucks, and if you're removing timing from one of the really interesting parts of the game, I think that's kind of also sucks. But with LAN being as close as it was, and all of the positives that you get to see from these close things, and maybe even the fact that Europe probably wouldn't have won the LAN if they didn't have the infinite overtimes. But
okay, we're getting hysterical here in the long, sweaty moments of TF2. Calm down, Antimation. Do not rip this away from Thomas.
Yeah, they definitely deserve it. Shout out to all of Witness. But it's times like this where we're on a lower bracket semi-final. Obviously, it's big stakes because one team gets eliminated from here. But I feel like we could have lived without 2,000 hours on Sultry. I want to say sorry to my friend Ben on the production side of things. He's probably in agony right now.
You know what Ben said to us, Antimation, before he started? He said, "This is going to be my first cast or production without any help." And look at this trial by fire. You got to feel for the man.
The man's he's learned all of the joys of production. Maybe.
Is this like a Gimli moment? Is this still just counts as one, or should we count this as a couple of casts?
I think coming out of this game, Ben will have, the full beard, the full mustache. He'll, be the expert. He'll almost have a doctorate in producing Sultry. Like,
just Sultry though.
Yeah.
Poor man is not balanced at all. He's got the most jacked single arm and completely weak everywhere else.
I think it's Sultry expert right now. We're gonna have him on all of the news stations, professing his love to.
You think Sultry is your ally? I was murdered. All right, Antimation. I had a really nice point that I wanted to talk about with you, but it's kind of slipped my mind now. But where do you stand about this sort of gameplay? If you were playing in the team, would you prefer to have the opportunity like GlobalClan have now to make this comeback? Would you be thankful for a game mode like this, or do you think these players are hating it just as much?
I think if I was GlobalClan, you'd want every opportunity to stay in this game, and you fought tooth and nail and claw to still be here. And credit where credit's due. They are in a position where they've took a map off froyotech, and the score isn't drawing, but it's quite close to it, and they have every chance to still win. But if I was on froyotech, even if I win this, if I'm a froyotech player, and I'm going to imagine this as a European LAN because they're good fun, but I am demanding a beer off one of these GlobalClan players for keeping me here for like 5 hours. This is 5 hours of my life that I'm getting back.
Well, obviously we're taking a bit more time in the technical pause here. It isn't hell on earth if we don't make it feel like it. So, Antivation, tell me, what is in your folder for memes to post if Banny gets fourth, and memes to post when Banny gets third?
Oh, that's a good question that I completely didn't think anything about. I think there's been some great memes that I've seen, and I think kind of used most of them. I'm sure we can find some good two out of two losing tournaments memes. I'm sure somebody a lot cleverer than me just has something set up.
Personally, I'm going to go with a nice hot anti-meme where basically it's like, good job, Banny, you're doing really well, but you're seeing some real progress. You came 5th last time, and now you're actually climbing the tables. Keep at it. And then the thumbs up emoji, like your dad posting or something.
Oh my god.
No, credit to him. He's the GOAT. He is the king. I jest, but I'm also, the jester in this clown court right now, and we're stuck here forever. It's just me and you and Ben.
And Ben. It's like a clown car, right? Where you think that the next clown getting out of car is going to be the final clown in the car, but you know what? There's always another push. There's always another fluff. You could always fail a push on different type. You could even...
Is my TF2 froze? Are we still paused here? Yeah.
We are still paused.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
We don't know why we've put... someone might have eaten a computer. Someone might have, like, took a computer to the bathroom.
Okay. In trials and tribulations like this, I go for the bin of desperate conversation starters. These are April's most hated conversation pieces. I've got this idea for a Black Mirror episode. Okay?
Oh, no.
So, what do you think that instead of Groundhog Day, it's like Groundhog Day but within a game? You're just stuck in there forever. Like a pause, let's just say. And you're just perpetually stuck. You know, it's like a little mind thing. Oh no, they've listened. Oh come on! I just started my Black Mirror theory.
We're going to have to leave that for later as action is happening. We are capping a point.
All right, so obviously at some point in the future, Logan just died to a trap. And okay, what kind of man tries the door like that? And so he goes down. We have 100% Uber charge. Banny is not swayed to say he has a demo man loss on his team, but they get the Quacks kill ×2 cap. I don't believe it because there has to be a pause. Taz is his own greatest enemy. Dank is on the pyro.
Oh my, it happens.
It happens. So I guess it was an actual time. Did they troll me? Did they hit the pause just as they win? And they trapped me here just that little bit longer? Well, who's laughing now here, Antimation?
It's not us. It truly is not us.
It's no delay. That's why there's no delay. I've been told it was just the most orchestrated. Banny was done. He was realizing the Deberman was slowing me down. And I guess the huge fatigue, and I guess they must have lost a player on GlobalClan a little bit to the disconnect and all that, it just set them out of flux and they just clean up around instantly. Congrats to Froyo.
Congrats indeed. The curse maybe is broken. Maybe Banny can reclaim his crown.
The curse, it's been like one lad, poor lad. You lose one LAN and you can't get the end of it. But I am going to delete my 4th place Banny folder and then prep my 3rd place until Banny proves me wrong. In the meantime, let's have a look at our logs folder and see if we can prove anything right.
It has been 76 minutes on this map.
Well.
I guess we've got Banny leading his team. 42 kills is really impressive.
He beats the quickie launcher. Who says this man is washed? He obviously has enough damage in the tank. I can't believe froyotech won just by the sheer force and will of Habib trying to force that back cap more than it needed to be. That's all I can remember about this entire escape of TF2. It's just this man kept pissing me off going for that stupid back cap. Everyone has 10k damage. Everybody. No souls left behind. The medics don't count.
We were on that map for so long, but it's hard to see what's
31 Ubers for both teams, 880k of healing, 70k of damage, about 2 round resets, 10 what can only be like 10,000 other bits of damage from each player. Wait, how can that make sense? How can you have 10k, 7k on their bit? And okay, let's not focus on that point too much. And 12 deaths minimum on the medic. Least later, we've got a Froyo win. Antimation, is this a good sign that Froyo are back in this tournament, or are they going to struggle against the next opponent, which I assume can be Legacy, or maybe it was Mama's Boys? They never made the comeback.
I think this game was incredibly close considering how GlobalClan did in their last game, which maybe not the best signs for froyotech, but on the other end of things, until you put Banny in the server against a team, you can't really tell, because you can see one team demolishing another team, But then against froyotech, it can just be something complete. They can be so good. They can be perform so well when you just don't expect them to. So I don't know. I think there's still hope for froyotech, but they definitely didn't want something like this. They didn't want a map to go on this long.
All right, Antimation, you've done your side of the bargain. I've got the key right here. I'm undoing the shackles right now. Any closing words before you leave?
No, I'm looking forward to seeing how the rest of this tournament goes. You've got a lot of really strong teams, even with all of the off classes and the switch ups and the expansion of G6. Like, this still could be an incredibly good final couple of games, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they go.
Okay. Otherwise, I'm saying God bless America.